You're watching the Action Sports Jax 24/7 network. Now it's time for the Brent and Austen Show.
Happy Thursday, everybody. Hamby, is my mic on? Might have to fix my headphones a little bit. Please bear with me.
It is indeed on.
Okay, can't hear myself talk, but we'll keep rolling with it. Happy Thursday, everybody. Getting down to the wire, just a couple days out from some tables getting smashed, invading Jacksonville, all that great stuff. Buffalo wings, the smell of, I don't know, I guess, what is like the buffalo sauce made out of actually? It's like butter and what else? Tabasco, we'll call it that. That'll be tickling our nostrils, I'm sure, at the tailgate and everything. But Hamby, where we sit right now on a Thursday, has anything changed with the confidence? Has Bills Mafia been in your mentions? Are you feeling the same as you did on Monday? Talk to me.
Well, I mean, I think my confidence is about the same. And this is a thought exercise that I was planning on doing with y'all at some point today. I was trying to look at the quarterbacks that the Jaguars have faced so far this year. Nobody necessarily plays like Josh Allen. But I mean, the Jags really haven't played anybody like Josh Allen. And I wonder if that matters or not. So maybe my confidence is taking one single tick down. Still confident that the Jaguars are going to play very well and show up in this game. But it might be a tough task for their defense. As for the Bills fans in, the mentions, yeah, that's a steady diet right now. The Bills Mafia is all the way up in there. And I'll say this to kick off the show. We've learned about a coup or a plot from Bills Mafia to try to take over the Jacksonville Iceman game tomorrow night. Cowabunga night down at ViStar, where the Icemen are going to take over and be the Team Cowabunga for a night. It's pretty sick. I was already planning on going.
Is that Fox 30 night?
I don't think so.
Last week it was supposed to be, or 2 weeks ago, but then they got on strike the night.
I'm going to sound a little unseasoned here. What is Cowabunga?
I'm about to show you.
Oh, okay, cool. I thought it was like a well-known thing. I have no idea. Like, I think in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Cowabunga.
This is what we got.
All right.
Yeah.
I like it.
So it's similar to, like when the Jumbo Shrimp do their one night as the Honey Drippers, or they're doing one night and they're playing the Solar Bears, arch rival. So yeah, I was already planning on going, and then I hear about this plot from Bills fans, and now it's kind of all over Twitter. The Jags fans are like, we got to fill this thing up. We can't allow that. So Bills fans coming in here early, looking for something to do, trying to make a point, prove a point. It's not happening.
Well, this is kind of the awkward thing, though.
Show up tomorrow night. I'll see you there.
Sure, okay, show up tomorrow night. This is kind of the awkward thing, though, because aren't they all going to be cheering for the Icemen since it is the Sabres affiliate? And I'm sure Buffalo Bills fans will be Buffalo Sabres fans as well. So isn't that kind of awkward? But anyways, I mean, okay.
This kind of goes with what we were talking about yesterday. I didn't know they were the Sabres affiliate. So.
Oh, yeah. Well, and by the way,
that's probably why they're going.
Yeah, that's what I would assume. Try to check out some new talent for the Buffalo Sabres maybe coming up. By the way, Buffalo Sabres right now are on a roll. Something I never thought I'd be saying ever in my existence of being a hockey fan.
How about that?
Bet a bit.
Listen, if we can get our hands on to him once again, I'm not trying to give Buffalo a lot of love here. Obviously, this is kind of like a hate, rivalry week, if you will. But the Icemen had like the collab with like the Sabres to have like a Jacksonville Iceman like Sabres type of jersey. And it's like they have like a giant bill with the Jax logo. If we can get a couple of those delivered to the Action Sports Jax 24/7 Network studios, that would be fantastic, because I was trying to go to the game because they auctioned them off, but obviously I didn't go to the game, and I missed out on the jerseys. But they look sweet. If you can find them, Hamby, I think you'll be pretty impressed. Once again, there's a giant buffalo on it, so it feels a little weird once again since the Jags are playing the Bills this weekend, but it's a pretty cool-looking jersey.
It is a great tie-in, actually, though, about with the Icemen and the Buffalo Sabres and them.
Works out well.
Yeah, it does kind of work out pretty
But
well.
once again, like
really
it's
kind
of awkward. Like, what are you going to?
Yeah, you're right. They're both cheering, but so like the thing Hamby's talking about, I guess there's a group going like in a section.
Yeah,
and so Christopher Ebrio, who does some, we've had him on the show before. He has a charity, and he does some stuff now with Greater Jacksonville Kingfish Tournament. But he was out putting together a thing where you can get $10 tickets for Jags fans to kind of have another section tomorrow's Iceman game. That's what Hamby's talking about. So
we'll be going back and forth.
Find it on social media for that, and it's been floating around. So make it a weekend here in Jacksonville, from hockey all the way to football. So, hey, but going back to what you said, though, is there anybody like Josh Allen? And I guess the guy that comes to mind for me a little bit would be Bo Nix, and I'm not trying to take it with the context, please. But Bo Nix, you had to be concerned about his legs in that game. And obviously he's got a rifle arm. Nix can really chuck it. He's certainly not as good as Josh Allen at this stage of his career. But he had been playing really well, and he had been starting to find something. And I do think you have to worry about both ends. He can be a physical runner if he needs to be. I would say maybe that's the one comp where the Jags have played a guy that they had to at least worry about in that aspect. I mean, Mahomes, in a sense, you're always worrying about that as well, but kind of in a different way. So, I mean, they did play Mahomes when he was healthy.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I would say probably like Bo Nix, but once again, he's like a diet Josh Allen, right? Like I think Josh Allen right now is a little above Bo Nix. No, I mean, to answer your question, Hamby, they haven't really faced anybody like Josh Allen. And, I think if you want to pick apart the defense, and this is more towards the beginning of the year than it is now, but obviously rush lane integrity can be a thing. And I think when you look at the Bills' offensive linemen, especially, like they're built through their tackles. Like Dawkins is one of the best, I think, tackles in the league, right? There's a reason why, they're going to the playoffs as well without, necessarily a great wide receiving core and everything and the ability to run the football. It's because it's anchored by their offensive tackles. So what I'm curious to see with that is when you have Dawkins, and I don't even know his size, but once again, shout out to YouTube TV. I spend $100 a month. I better be able to watch some of the key plays from the Buffalo Bills week in and week out. So watching some of the key plays from the Buffalo Bills, it's apparent that Dawkins has a great anchor, and it kind of specializes in stopping a bull rush, which I feel like that is what Josh Allen does really well. If you look at what Josh Allen did this season, up until the Houston game, it was a lot more speed and a lot more taking it upon himself to try to make plays. The Houston Texans game happens, and all of a sudden Josh relies more now on a speed to bull. Dawkins is great at that. So if you have two tackles that are pretty bona fide and stopping the power, which is what Trayvon Walker likes to do as well, is this the game where you kind of showed a little wrinkle of it? Do you put Trayvon Walker, Josh Hines down on the same side, and do you start running games with that? But then keep in mind, if you run games, you got to make sure you're on the right page. So it's definitely going to be a chess match. I feel like more from the Jaguars than it is the Bills, because the Bills on defense, you know what they do.
Yeah.
Cover too high. If you watch any film on the Bills, like it's almost more meat and potatoes. Right? Like they do what they do. They stand by it. They're not going to switch it up. And I don't see them like pulling a wild card now and saying, you know what? We're going to change up our whole defense just for the Jacksonville Jaguars. What you get is what you get. With Jacksonville, it's different because I think that they can kind of do a myriad of things. So that'll be one of the questions going on in this game is how do they employ Josh Hines Allen and Trayvon Walker? Because if they were speed rushers, you wouldn't be worried about it. But these guys are more built for power rushing. Yeah,
it's interesting what you just said because Josh and Trayvon are certainly moving around a lot more the second half of the year. I really think it's really the last 5 or 6 weeks. Josh started because Trayvon was out. Yeah. And so he starts moving around. He kind of asks to be moved around. Remember we had him out there at his event on his off day, and he was talking about how he had asked for that. And now you see Trayvon doing the same thing, kicking inside a little bit. So how much of that chess match will be moving those guys into the right matchups and, bringing some pressure, everything else that goes with it. So, I think that will be a huge facet. Now, Josh Allen has been sacked 40 times this year. It's the most sacks he's had in his career. Mm-hmm. So I can't tell you that the offensive line's doing an unbelievable job.
They've also kind of been working guys in, though, and out. But yeah.
14 sacks a year ago during his MVP campaign and 40 sacks this season. So it's been a little bit of a thing.
Well, we talked about it, too. I mean, it's right on track with Trevor Lawrence. Like, I think Josh Allen might have been sacked one less time than Trevor, one more time. Whatever. It's very comparable, right? And I think a lot of that has to do with just trying to inner work your offensive lineman and try to find the right combination. And it seems like if the Jaguars can be healthy, they found the combination. And it seems like right now the Bills are still trying to find it a little.
Yeah, one important note on that front, by the way, as we got the injury report yesterday, Cole Van Lanen did not practice yesterday for the Jags with a knee injury. The Jarian Jones one, where we did this whole segment, we thought maybe he's not practicing because of the ankle. He was actually just sick.
Yeah.
So
that worked out.
Yeah, that worked out really well. So, I mean, he came limping off the field on Sunday.
Yeah.
So, obviously, the assumption there was he wasn't out of practice because of this ankle. Well, he was sick, and not. I mean, sick can be its own little problem, but I think that's a very good sign that he wasn't listed with an ankle injury on the practice report. So it seems like Jarian Jones will be good to go. Scratch that segment from yesterday.
Yeah, it's great, man.
But that's okay. So really, Cole Van Lanen's the X factor here. Everybody else should be okay, barring any kind of setback. So we'll see today and specifically tomorrow, I think, where Van Lanen is. And as we all know, I mean, I'm sure, like heck, he's going to try to go with a matchup against Rousseau, which could be a pretty good one, too, for the Jags to keep an eye on, where LaQuint Allen then becomes a pretty good factor, too. No Ed Oliver for that defensive front. They've lost some guys. They've been rotating some guys in.
He isn't playing for sure, we know? Ed
Oliver's not back.
Okay.
No. He's not being activated, I think McDermott said
cool.
Earlier in the week. WGRZ out of Buffalo says, Bills fans will take over the bank. Time to shine through moment. Obviously, autocorrect to Phil's fans. Yeah, I don't. Again, I mean, I don't know what you can talk about taking over the bank. There's going to be a decent amount of Buffalo fans here. I can't lie. I don't if that's how they view taking over the bank. If Buffalo is winning this game at the end and they know they're going to win the game, you're going to hear a lot of Buffalo fans.
Yeah, I mean, you saw it. What was that? Is that my memory serves me? Last year in Seattle, when they won Monday night, they traveled to Seattle, and then like the big thing was like they were trying to be like the new 12th man.
Yeah.
And then they dominated the Seahawks, and all of a sudden the Bills Mafia was chanting "Let's go Bills" and everything, and everyone was saying, "What happened to Seattle fans?" Like, yeah, because the Seahawks got kind of curb stomped and the Bills fans took over. Like, you can have 10,000 fans make some noise.
Oh yeah, it's a good number. That's a good number.
I think that was last year.
It might be right. Yeah, and they've done it in other places too. You know, again, travel very well. A lot of respect to the Bills fans. I just think, what's your takeover? It's a 67,000 seat stadium with standing room tickets being sold. There's going to be a hell of a lot more Jags fans.
As long as we get Hamby paid, man. As long as we get you paid for your bet, Hamby, that's all I care about with that.
Yeah, that's. Let's see what else we got. Somebody just asked about McCurry. Yeah, that's a good point. I don't know if he's good to go. That will be another one to watch. Good point. He is limited in practice, so that would at least he's back on the practice field where he really hasn't been out there the last couple of weeks because of the back injury. And do you think that's a factor, actually? Does McCurry could get back instead of Little, who obviously has played a lot more right guard? Would you like that, or do you think Little has earned that right now?
No,
what do you think?
I think I'm more confident with McCurry just because he's a little more experienced there right now. And once again, on the other side, even though Buffalo doesn't do a lot of schematic changes and things like that, like, do they kind of give Gregory Rousseau, who's their team sack leader, do they give him the green light and say, okay, Cole Van Lanen playing at a pretty high level, Anton Harrison pretty solid. Do we try to expose maybe more the interior defensive line of the offensive line of the Jacksonville Jaguars? Maybe try to key in on Walker Little if he's going to be in.
Yeah, we'll see if that is the case. One other thing about the quarterback comparison, I guess Herbert, right? Is another one that you would put in the Josh Allen category. Big arm, runs the ball. I mean, he can go for 50, 60 yards in a game. Yeah. Now, again, he was that game was just so disjointed for the Chargers. I don't even know if they ever got into anything that they were trying to do. They really couldn't do anything in that game. The Jags dominated them so much. But, I mean, so I do think there are examples of it is my point. I think you got Mahomes to some degree. I think Nicks to some degree. I think Herbert to some degree. I mean, the Jags have gone into a game plan trying to defend both the legs and the arm in the pass.
Yeah.
Josh Allen's the MVP. I mean, he's super gifted. So I would take him over all those. Well, other than Patrick Mahomes, probably.
Yeah, I mean, to me, like, and I get the Herbert comparison, but I think Herbert doesn't look like. I think Herbert runs out of necessity. I think Josh Allen, like, he'll look to, like, he runs because that's what the play calls for, right? Like, I think there's a couple quarterbacks in the NFL where you're going to see, like, in the huddle, hey, let's run a QB power. I think you got Lamar Jackson. I think you got Josh Allen. I don't know how many more you got. So, like, that to me is the biggest difference, where when you prepare for a guy like Herbert, yeah, you got to be on your P's and Q's because he can take off at any time. But when you play a guy like Josh Allen, you got to be ready because he may lower his shoulder on a QB power and try to pick up 5 or 6 because that's the play design. That's the difference. Like, maybe, like, I guess Jalen Hurts can be a little like that as well.
Like that too, yeah. Yeah, he's a different beast, and he's very good. And somebody said, here's the deal with Josh. They have lost 9 road games in a row, Buffalo has, in the playoffs. They haven't played a wild card game on the road since 2019. So there's something to maybe some of that. I don't even know if that matters, right? I mean, we've seen the Jags break streaks. We've seen streaks keep going. Like, I don't know if any of that really matters at this time of year. Just go play good football and pay the best team win. But the reality of it is, even though Josh Allen, I think, is 7-6 in his postseason career, and he's 0-4 on the road, he's played really good football. Like, it has not been because of him. I mean, I think it's 25 touchdowns and 4 picks. So, like, the other guy on the other side has just been too good, like Patrick Mahomes in championship games, or other things didn't go their way. It hasn't been because we are going to get a good Josh Allen performance. I think what the big thing around here for the Jags is you now have that guy that can go toe-to-toe with them because you feel like your guy's going to deliver as well. And I think that's a bit of an underrated part of this for Trevor Lawrence, or maybe just something that we haven't talked about too much, is how many big games he has played. He has played in a ton of big games. And I get the NFL's a different beast. Now, but you're going to lean on experience wherever you can lean on experience. The feelings that you have going into a big week, the night before, the getting up, right? In the morning, all those things. So if I think Trevor is comfortable in this. I think as comfortable as Josh Allen, quite frankly, even though Josh has played longer and had been in these big spots in the past.
Yeah.
And squarely, Austin, like, the pressure's on Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills here. Like, the Jags are the home team, but the pressure squarely is on the Bills, right?
I mean, yeah, because I don't think the Jags, are still kind of the unknown team, and they've exceeded every expectation so far. Now, the way the season has gone, I think fans think, like, well, this should be a pretty
absolutely
winnable game, right? So, like, obviously expectations have risen, but when you talk about a playoff picture that doesn't have Patrick Mahomes, doesn't have Lamar Jackson, yes, this falls solely on Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills to finally get over that hump, because it's been a couple years now, and we all know some teams' windows are bigger than others, but one would think of, if you're a Buffalo Bills fan, like, how much longer do we really have left before we got to kind of tear it down and build it back up again with more pieces around Josh Allen? And I think if you're Trevor Lawrence, you're supremely confident, because once again, it's the defense that you're going against. It's a defense that's going to try to take away the deep shot, right? And Trevor has seen this before. And ironically, if you would have told me at the beginning of the season, the first couple of games, of if I'd be nervous with Trevor Lawrence, I'd say absolutely, because I think Trevor Lawrence's, I don't want to say Achilles heel, but I think Trevor Lawrence's downside was he couldn't really complete a ball over the middle because with the drops or whatever, or just not having the confidence. And now Trevor Lawrence might be the best short to intermediate passer in the middle in the entire NFL the past couple weeks. And that's where you can beat the Buffalo Bills. Like, this is where, and I get Brian Thomas Jr. sometimes as an afterthought and everything, but this is where Brian Thomas Jr. is going to be key, because the Bills are always worried about the deep shot. They're a bend and don't break defense. When you have Brian Thomas Jr., even though the numbers may not be as good as his rookie year, you still got to respect him. So the Bills are going to key in and try to take away that deep threat from Brian Thomas Jr., and one would think that, okay, this is going to open up Brenton Strange. This is going to open up Jacoby Myers. So if I'm Trevor Lawrence, I'm licking my chops. Like, yeah, try to run the football, right? This is where you can definitely beat the Bills. But even though they're the number one pass defense, I think it's kind of tailor-made for Trevor Lawrence to have a great day, because the things that the Bills give up, Trevor Lawrence does a great job of finding.
There's a lot there, right, for me. One is I saw a note yesterday. I think the Bills have the most defensive holdings on defense in the league. So keep an eye on that with maybe a Brian Thomas Jr. matchup, or even a Parker Washington, who's become such a crafty tactician in terms of his route running. The other thing is does this remind you? Is this more like a Colts kind of defense over the years, where the bend but don't break, don't get beat? So can he take some of that underneath stuff? And just to support what you just said about throwing over the middle, I just saw this in the last 5 minutes on Twitter that somebody tweeted out Trevor Lawrence is the top passer in tight windows in 2025.
Great.
Like his whatever. So if you like those kind of numbers. But is this maybe not Indianapolis this year, but it comes to mind like under Gus's kind of defense, which I know is more cover 3 stuff, but where you can just take what the defense gives you, because Trevor's been pretty good at that, is my point. Like he can be patient even though he wants to get it down the field. He's okay with being patient. We've seen both.
Yeah, I was going to compare it. Like, I get what you're saying with the Colts, but the Colts, it's more predicated off the pre-snap looks and more confusion and then dropping guys back in, so you kind of have to guess a little more. Like, the Bills will disguise, but it's nothing that Trevor hasn't seen, right? I think the Colts, it's more of like trying to keep you guessing of what we're trying to run. Like, what the Bills are going to run. It'll be a little wrinkle here, a little wrinkle there, and obviously some blitzing every once in a while. But what they try to do. And this is the philosophy of we're not going to throw too much at our defense. We're confident in our playmakers. We're confident in our defense where we're just going to kind of run more basic things and, try to let them be ball players.
I think there's one other element here. He's played against the Bills and McDermott a few times. Last year was a disaster for everybody.
Bills fans seem to think that we're running back the exact same team.
Yeah, I saw that a little bit. I think that might be a couple of Bills fans. I'm not sure, like all the Bills fans, but I think we gotta be careful.
Just the loud ones.
Yeah, just the loud ones. But listen, that was a bad game. That was a brutal game. We know this team is way different. Obviously, playing way different. We had to stay at the stadium until like 4 a.m. That was another plane issue game. That's how bad that night was. That thing was over with 10 minutes into the first quarter, right? So I don't think any of us expect that kind of football game on Sunday. And let's be honest, both teams are so different. Bills were better probably at that time, and the Jags were a whole lot worse and turned in a 4-win season. So I don't think that's the greatest comp. I also don't know if 2021's a great comp. It was a 9-6 game. It's still the goofiest game like ever. That Buffalo was number 1 on rush offense, rush defense, and Urban Meyer, it's one of his 2 wins. Like, it's just absolutely crazy that they won that game 9-6. I mean, how often does it even happen anymore in the NFL? But I think the game to really look back at least in a positive way for the Jags, against this defense where there was some rhythm and you had like this kind of feel where there was some confidence in what you were doing, and that would be 2023 over in London at Tottenham. Where Trevor went 25 of 37, by the way, in that game for 315 yards and a touchdown. He actually, if I remember correctly, I think he lost 2 fumbles in that game, or they would have blitzed the Bills. Like, they were cruising over Buffalo in that game. So he's had some success against this McDermott look when he's playing well. Let's just say that. The other 2 times when they're not very good, there wasn't a lot of success. But the way the team's playing right now, I think, is more akin to what they were doing there in early October of 2023 when they were on a run, when they had won like 16 out of 20 games over a 2-year stretch. So anyway, there's some evidence there that he might like what he sees. And the defense hasn't changed that much, I guess, is my point.
Yeah, and I understand people want to look in the past and, try to let it be prologue. But at the end of the day, like, I think this is a fact. I think a lot of Bills fans would agree with this. I think this is the best Jaguars team that Trevor Lawrence has had, and I think this is the worst team that Josh Allen has had.
Fair enough.
Take that for how you want, but I think that's the truth.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people would agree with that too. I don't.
Yeah, I
think that's real factual.
So if that's the fact, it's to be like, okay, well, it's gonna be another curb stomping like it was on primetime television for the Jaguars. Like, I don't think so. No, like I don't know how you can try to defend that. Think it's good. Oh, we beat them on whatever a primetime game a couple years ago. Like, not how the game works. But more power to you.
Well, do you guys know? You guys know where Buffalo is ranked offensively?
Do I know where the
Have you looked it up? I just don't know if you guys.
I thought we looked it up the other day.
Did you?
Right, when we did, Seattle.
We did. Yeah, we did.
Offensive points per game and defensive.
Football.
They had to have been top 5.
Oh, okay. So we did do that. Mm-hmm. I just think my point in that is, if you ask people, the way people are talking about Buffalo, even people up in Buffalo who cover the team, because of what you just said, this is relatively not as good a team as they felt like they've had in the last few years. And then you throw out there, man, they're 4th in offense. It's like everybody's talking about, oh, they don't have receivers. They don't have this. They're fourth in offense. Like, that's pretty damn good. I guess that's my point this week. It's like, I'm not sleeping on it. Like, I think they're really good. I think they're a really good football team. I don't care if they're not as good as 2 years ago. They don't have to play Mahomes in a very good Kansas City Chiefs team. They're playing in a wide open space. Now, here's the deal. I think you can make some arguments that the Jags are like really, really good the way they've played the last 2 months. We don't know that for sure until you get into a dance like this, but we could look back on it a few weeks and be like, the evidence was right there. They're top 10 in defense. They haven't allowed anybody to score over 20 points since Thanksgiving. And that was in an OT game against Arizona. Trevor's playing so well. The offense is scoring 33 a game. Like, all these things, if this is who they are, well, they're just better than the Bills. And I think some people do believe that, and they might be right. But I don't like this whole narrative about the Bills just aren't good. Like, I get it's relative. The Bills are really good.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think anyone's saying the Bills are bad. Like, there's a reason why
it's coming across that way,
okay.
It feels like.
I got you. Well, once again, though, I think if you look at this Bills team, what do they do the best?
Run the ball.
What do the Jaguars do the best?
Stop the
on
run.
defense.
Yeah.
Right. So, like, I think that's where some of the confidence comes from is, like, you know, there was a whole Jonathan Taylor thing. Okay, well, you know, that they stopped a lot of running backs, but, like, the Rams passed against them. Well, what's Jonathan Taylor going to do? Who at the time, in the first matchup, there was conversation saying that he was the best running back. He was the best running back in the NFL. And then, obviously, the Jaguars put an end to that. So I think that's where the confidence comes from, where it's like, yes, Josh Allen is one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. But if you look at Josh Allen's stats, like, it's not like he's had a top 5 performance this year.
He's got 39 touchdowns.
How many passing?
25.
Okay.
14 rushing.
Yeah.
But I know he didn't throw for 4,500 yards, but he's been sacked 40 times, still has 39 touchdowns, and he's not turning the ball over a ton. Like, so I
22. So what is he? He went 25 and 10.
25 and 10.
Yeah.
Yeah. But again, you add the rush. I mean, it's okay to add the rushing.
No, you have to add the rushing
Trevor,
because
right?
rushing. I mean, that's how you get the MVP award, right?
Yeah.
That's why he won it last year. Like,
if you don't add rushing for Trevor Lawrence, he didn't have that good of a season either.
Well, he didn't have that huge of a season. I mean, what was the passing touchdowns? 27, 20.
Something like that. It was
29.
29.
Yeah, 29.
So 29 and 12 or 25 and 10. I mean, pretty similar.
Yeah. I mean, advantage Trevor if you take the rushing out of it. But once again, like, are we pretty confident that the Jaguars can stop the rushing?
Yeah.
I guess we'll see. But
that's going to be the case. Yeah. So anyway, listen, I know you're not. I know we're not. I know we know they're a good team. I just think there's this narrative right now that not that good. Because of how good they've been. And I'm not falling for that because I watched the Patriots win like 3 Super Bowls when I felt like they weren't as good. And I watched Kansas City win 2 Super Bowls or go to Super Bowls when I thought they weren't as good.
Yeah.
You know, it's just
That's a good point.
These teams find ways to win. I think the real I know the Bills are good. I know Josh Allen's dangerous. I think the bigger curiosity is just, do we really know how good the Jags are? Like, we feel like they're pretty damn good, but we're about to find out if they're pretty damn good.
Yeah.
Like, to your point, great.
But and to me, though, the difference between, like, those Patriot teams and those Chiefs teams is that they hoisted the Lombardi Trophy.
Yeah.
Like, they know how to win. Buffalo knows how to be good, and they know how to make a run, but they haven't been to a Super Bowl.
That is fair.
In a long time.
Yeah, and those trends can continue. Just ask Lamar Jackson, right? And Buffalo is – that weighs on the shoulder. I mean, I saw the press conference. The question is, hey, you guys have not been able to do this. Does that build, you know? And obviously Josh Allen answered the question like you'd expect him to.
Yeah.
You know, each season is its own. But the bottom line is those questions are being asked. Those kind of questions don't get asked here in Jacksonville. Right now, they're not even being asked in New England or a place like Denver, you know? So
got some breaking news, by the way. Another coach just got fired, according to Adam Schefter.
head coach?
Head coach
Oh,
just
okay.
got fired.
We'll do that when we come back. Also, the OC in Tampa fired.
Grizzard.
Baker Mayfield's going to have his 4th OC in 4 years. I'd say the life in the NFL, it's a little ridiculous in a sense if you think about how things change year to year.
Yeah.
Like, and no wonder why people fire coaches all the time and then have to hire another. Because their lack of patience is almost idiotic in some senses. And I'll give you some examples of what I mean by that when we come back. Brent and Austen Show. And we do have a big show lined up, and there you can see it Scheduled to have, I like to say on these kind of moments, right? Scheduled to have Jim Nantz join us. I'm assuming Jim Nantz's schedule is very busy. And so I never know if something else is going to pop up. But he is scheduled to come on the show at noon. Not in person, by the way. He won't be in studio, but we'll get him on, and looking forward to that. Their first time, I think, I got to confirm this with them, in Jacksonville since 2018. And, hey, we do have the college football playoff tonight, too. Fun time. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Buckle up, baby. It's going to be good if you love football, and I know you do. Welcome inside the Armor Guard exterior and gutter helmet showroom. There's a lot going on, like glass exteriors, replacement windows, and down there we have the retractable screens and awnings, plus hurricane protection. Let's talk more about those gutters, and to do that, we bring in Kevin. He's the owner, he's the expert. Why Gutter Helmet?
Well, Gutter Helmet's truly the only maintenance-free product. It lets the trash and debris go on the ground, the water wraps around and goes inside. Unlike filters, they sit on top of the gutters, and the trash and debris build up on top of the filters, which requires maintenance. With Gutter Helmet, we're going to keep you off the ladder, the most dangerous thing in your garage. With Gutter Helmet, you'll never clean your gutters again. So get off the ladder and put on the helmet. Gutter Helmet.
Get a free estimate at gutterhelmetofnorthflorida.com. You can also call 904-762-7779 or visit the showroom on St. John's Bluff Road in Jacksonville.
Empower a future, inspire a dream. It's a bold but simple mission for the Jacksonville Police Athletic League known as Jags PAL. Help the next generation of kids in Jacksonville shape a brighter future. Their after-school programs, teenage leadership programs. There's community outreach.
It's been just an awesome opportunity to be out here with my colleagues and do something good for the community. It's really been an interesting opportunity to just see everybody work together in a way that we don't normally in the office.
And there's sports. There are also ways you can help the next generation with a donation of any kind. Just visit jaxpal.org to get more information. Empower a future, inspire a dream with Jags PAL.
It's one of the hot spots in the area.
Welcome you to String Sports Brewery out at the beach. Big crowd on hand tonight. The fans are here.
And now, the newest hot spot at the beach is open. String Sports Brewery in Jacks Beach has opened its doors with rave reviews.
We're going to be fans forever.
Cozy up to the bar, grab a seat in the sports-themed restaurant, or grab a seat outside and feel that breeze coming off the beach as the weather warms. Just like the original location in Springfield, try the popular beer menu and come for lunch or dinner too, because the food is fantastic.
We got a special guest in the house. He's happy. He's feeling good. He's Trayvon Walker.
It's where we hosted Jags Report Live in the football season, and the String Sports Brewery staff can't wait to host you. Hey, welcome back here to String Sports Brewery. And if you haven't checked out the new location in Jacks Beach, you got to do it. String Sports Brewery, now with 2 locations in Springfield and now open in Jacks Beach on Penman Road.
Sun's out, suits out. That's right, it's summertime in Florida, which means it's time to say goodbye to bulking season and hello to shredding season. But if you're like me, you're having a hard time sculpting and shaping those final pounds. That is until I came and saw my friends over at Ponte Vedra Vein and Aesthetics. Right now, everyone is hopping on the Evolve X train, and the only destination is finding your perfect summer body. The technology uses electrical muscle stimulation and radio frequency energy to cause your muscles to contract, all while heating up those deep layers of your skin and tissue to produce collagen and reduce fat. It's like doing 1,000 sit-ups in 30 minutes. No pain, no needles, just results, right?
That's right.
So leave those winter layers back at the station and come look and feel your best with the team here at Ponte Vedra Vein and Aesthetics. Visit them at one of their 2 locations, either over in Ponte Vedra or on the south side.
Hey guys, we got a new player today. I hear he's pretty good.
Heard this guy played in the NFL.
I think he's an MMA fighter.
I've actually been on his show, the Brent and Austen show.
Football and fighting, that's the easy part. Let's see if I still have it on the ice. What the heck, man? Who is this guy? He's saving everything.
Leave the hockey to the pros, man. It's hockey season. Come on out and see the Icemen play. Get your tickets at JacksonvilleIcemen.com.
Welcome back to the Brent and Austen Show, streaming on the Action Sports Jax 24/7 network.
Here's a look at the injury report from Wednesday. Come out a little bit later this afternoon. We don't have to worry about that West Coast stuff. We got to wait till like 7 o'clock. So we'll keep an eye on Buster Brown and Jarian Jones. Again, hopefully Jones is healthy. And overall, I think the Jags, it feels pretty good. The Jags, the way they are health-wise. And they're going to have to keep doing that. They'll have to survive. I would say the Jags are the healthier team compared to the Buffalo Bills. And the Buffalo Bills aren't decimated by any means. They're not limping into the playoffs. They've just been banged up and more banged up, I think, than the Jags. That being said, the Jags don't have Jordan Lewis, and we know they don't have Travis Hunter. So they lost two big players. Did you see the quote by Jerry Jones, by the way, where he said, he essentially said we made a mistake letting our nickel go?
Yeah.
And so what a shout-out to Jordan Lewis, right?
I think he reposted it as well.
Yeah, he
did. Like, it's all love, whatever.
But that's pretty. I mean, that's a nice compliment. And by the way, I kind of appreciate Jerry Jones admitting that.
Sure,
I do too.
But it also helps when you run the team and you make the, like you can admit it. Yeah. Like I don't think there's a lot of GMs that would have said that.
No, probably not.
Yeah.
But it also shows like the good get that was. Like I think Jordan Lewis was a terrific get by the Jags. And I'm not really sure when it happened. We were all like, whoa, But Murray and him were terrific gets for the obvious reasons that we thought they were brought in here to do. Correct. Stabilize things and also teach the younger guys how to do things. And look at how those younger guys have developed from Jarian Jones to Buster Brown to Antonio Johnson. Yeah. I mean, really, those two moves, which were in a sense like, the biggest moves on defense, let's say that, in free agency, were terrific.
No, without a doubt. And you can always tell if it's going to be a great signing based off of what the fan base that player's coming from reacts to it. And obviously, money was a factor there, but it did seem like a lot of Dallas Cowboys fans were a little upset that they lost Jordan Lewis just because not only was he a great player on the field, but what he meant to the community and obviously kind of being one of those vocal leaders on defense. And they definitely could have used him this last season, man, because in terms of stopping the pass, I think the Cowboys might have been the worst at that.
Oh, they were so bad, right? One other thought about this season, I think that gets lost because I talk so much about what happened coming out of the Rams and then Travis Hunter and then the Houston game. All within 3 weeks, I thought there were three pivotal moments of this football season for really Liam Cohen, the staff, and this locker room. The season could have gone this way, or it could go this way the way it did, and those were the pivotal moments for me. But I don't think we should sleep on what happened early on. A guy like Jordan Lewis specifically was so good in the first few games and the Jags were turning people over. Yep. So while this offense could get its footing, the Jags got off to that 4-1 start, but like Lewis might have been the star of that 4-1 start.
Yeah, and everyone wants to say it's Coach Campanelli that's kind of getting the attitude out of this defense. I think Jordan Lewis had a lot to do with that as well. I mean, it speaks volumes when it's your first year on a team, even though you're a veteran in the league and everything. And he was a captain. Correct me if I'm wrong, right?
He was.
Yeah, so I think that speaks volumes in terms of how the locker room felt in. I think it's very impressive where you can come in for training camp, make that much of an impression in your first year on a new team, and they vote you captain right away, because I think there's a lot of guys going into this season that could have been, at least considered for it. We did have a tease. You want me to break? I mean,
we did.
We don't want. Okay.
Yeah. Just one last thing on the Jordan Lewis front, though, real quick. The one thing I like about him is he's like, there's no gray area with Lewis. He just says it how it is.
He says it how it is.
Right? And he kind of fits the way we've learned about this football team. Like Cohen says it how it is.
Yep.
These guys say it how it is. So I think he really fit in that way, too. Mm-hmm. Yeah, a couple firings, right?
Yeah, so according to Adam Schefter, Dolphins have fired head coach Mike McDaniel. Dolphins owner Stephen Ross met with McDaniel this week to discuss the season. After the meeting and reflection, Ross decided to move on. Ross must be retired of Tua Tagovailoa. But, yeah. Mike McDaniel is gone. He'll get picked up real quick as a coordinator, I think.
Yeah, I thought they should have fired Mike McDaniel last year at the end of the year.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't see it was going anywhere. They tried again. I was surprised that he actually wasn't just fired this year. Now, I will give McDaniel credit. I thought he might be fired in the middle of the season.
Mm-hmm.
They hung on. He
rebounded.
actually rescued some things. I was impressed with what they did because that seemed like a colossal meltdown happening in Miami, especially with some of the personalities and things that they have there. And instead, he was able to actually win some games and kind of get it righted to some degree. But they've got major problems in Miami. One that starts with the quarterback contract, and they don't know what to do. And it doesn't seem like they want him. They really went in on all these star names, from the Bradley Chubbs to the Jalen Ramseys of the world and Tyreek Hills, and that didn't pay the dividends it did for like the LA Rams, right? We know that. But they also have some good pieces. They've got Achane, they've got Waddle, they've got a guy like Seiler down there in the middle of their defense, right? I think they have some good pieces in Miami. How attractive of a job will it be? And is this a definite cause and effect from the Harbaugh news of a couple of days ago?
Could be a cause and effect, but once again, if I'm John Harbaugh, I'm looking at New York right now and nobody else. I think they're set up most to go coach and have success right away. With Miami, yes, there is some key pieces here or there, but it's always the biggest question. It's the quarterback. And right now they are invested a lot into Tua Tagovailoa. And I'm not sure how many suitors he's going to bring on if a team was interested in trying to take on that contract. So you might be, in salary cap hell for a year or so, unless you figure out how you can restructure the Tua Tagovailoa deal. But I do think that's probably the one big turnoff right now from being a head coach is how do you deal with that? Do you make him the guy still going forward with the new regime? Do you try to get him off the books? Do you try to trade him? That's what it's all about. Because according to Schefter here, they have Tua Tagovailoa guaranteed $54 million in 2026. And on March 15th, $3 million of his 2027 salary bonus becomes guaranteed. Cutting him outright would result in $99 million of dead money.
Oof, that's insane.
Yeah, they got issues.
One other thing is Schefter put out that the Dolphins have not contacted Harbaugh yet. So
I think the story was that Harbaugh was not taking calls. I think I saw that yesterday.
Just
right?
as in to take
he's going to take a breath for a little minute. Right?
He's waiting to take calls till after this weekend.
Is that what it was?
So some would say maybe he's waiting to see what happens with. Well, for real. Yeah.
No, you could be
weigh out all your options, man.
Who could go? Because Pittsburgh, maybe.
Could be.
Oh, that would be wild.
No way, dude.
What? Actually, Harbaugh would fit.
What?
Really
but that's
you mean to tell me Pittsburgh, the Steel City?
Well, Brent, we had that long conversation a couple of days ago about that's the only thing that we haven't really seen in college sports.
Yeah.
Is,
we have
is
seen
the
it actually
coach
in the NFL in a way.
Going to the rival, yeah. I mean, that would be another
like the
instance.
Jets-Patriots stuff, right? Transpire.
Did you see, by the way, that someone said, please don't go John Harbaugh to the Titans. That's killer tofu. Did you see who the Titans are bringing in to interview?
I mean, I've seen a bunch of names.
Well, you got Robert Saleh. I saw three. Robert Saleh and then I don't think it was Stefanski I saw, but it was Arthur
and Raheem Morris.
Arthur Smith.
Really, they're bringing
what
Arthur
does
Smith back?
What does Arthur Smith have
NFL
on
has an infatuation with him?
What does he have on the entire NFL? Because it makes zero sense to me.
His dad was FedEx Smith, so maybe he's got sponsorship galore. I don't know. I mean,
maybe, man. Because have you watched the Steelers offense?
Yeah. I always give that. I'll say this about Arthur Smith. I always think about it this way.
Wasn't he in Tennessee last year?
He was in Tennessee at one time, I believe.
It was a couple
and
years.
then went to Atlanta.
He was in Atlanta.
Oh, he was Atlanta after. Okay, my bad.
At Tennessee, yeah.
But I don't know how long ago it was with Tennessee. But yeah, he does nothing for me.
No, I mean, hey, interview him. Do it. See, I hope it goes well. I hope it goes swimmingly.
Yeah. But the thing I think about, I always say this about the Arthur Smith one. I mean, his dad is obviously, I think he's recently passed Fred Smith, FedEx. And so he's got all this money. So for a guy to go in the coaching ranks and work his ass off, or he could just be sitting there at a country club probably, or working with dad, whatever.
Gotta love it.
And then I say the same thing really about like Tony Khan. I mean, Tony Khan works more hours than anybody I know.
Yeah.
And his dad's a billionaire.
Yeah.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know? I mean, there's something to be said for that. Like, because you get the other side, and we criticize the other side of a guy just sitting there silver spooning it.
Yeah.
You know, so I kind of appreciate the hustle and the work ethic of a guy even like Arthur Smith. But I don't get the football side of it. In a day and age where we're thinking innovative and relatable and all this stuff, like he feels like a 1978 coach to me.
Yeah.
Chad Schultz in the chat, great point. He said, "Isn't Jason Garrett interviewing in Tennessee as well?" He is tomorrow.
Yeah. They are going. I mean, again, this is not a lot of high personality stuff that they're going after.
Jason Garrett.
Well, real quick, because this is usually the course correction, right? So, last coach was an offensive guy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So they probably, I mean,
Callahan was the OC in Cincinnati.
Yeah. So I get Garrett and everything and Arthur Smith, but I bet they try to go defense and maybe establish a little bit more of a culture. And toughness.
Yeah, because it did work for them, and
that's the way it usually goes for teams. Like you always try to course correct. You bring an offensive guy, doesn't work. Okay, defensive guy. Oh, we got to bring a defensive guy. That didn't work. Now go back to the offensive guy.
This is not the most exciting cast of characters interviewing in Tennessee, though. That's not going to get the base fired up. And I don't think you have to win the press conference all the time, but this one won't do it.
Do you think they like Robert Saleh? I mean, I get it didn't work at all in New York.
Saleh's Lily Vrabel. I mean, it's the same type of guy.
Yeah, I think Saleh could really work. Listen, I don't know if anybody can work in New York. So Saleh might be able to work. But I don't know if it will work either. That would be awesome, though.
Robert Saleh in Tennessee?
Yes. Owen and Saleh twice a year?
Oh, no. I mean, listen, I understand all that. But,
that would be tremendous.
That would be great. I mean, it makes me look he's probably the one. Well, him and John Harbaugh, I don't want to see in Tennessee because I have respect for them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Saleh too.
Yeah.
I don't want to see Stefanski.
I don't know if I feel like I don't want to see Saleh in that sense. Like I don't know if I feel like Harbaugh. I think would be different because they're going to win.
Yeah.
Saleh, I don't know if he's going to win. I mean, he couldn't do it in New York.
Nobody can.
They had a ton of talent.
Nobody can,
on
Brent.
both sides of the ball. But you're right, nobody can. Hey, quick shout out. Somebody brought this up in the chat, so I went back and looked to Dan Camacho. Good morning from Mexico. I worked for one of Shad Khan's companies here, and I have followed the Jags for 5 years. This is the year. Little Duval shout out. So welcome to the show to Dan Camacho. And I did have to ask, Delphonic, you find those tickets yet or what? What are the ticket prices have dropped a little bit. I don't know where they're at.
They did yesterday for sure.
So I don't know what that actually says. Does that mean people bought up a lot of tickets and are now are trying to make a little something off them, Jags fans?
I mean, probably, yeah, right?
Yeah, because they were high on Monday, came back down a little bit Tuesday, and now into Wednesday. So, I don't know what I don't understand the market. Actually, I think Paul Dozier's coming in for Let's Go Fishing, so maybe we'll ask him about that.
Yeah.
Like, what's the mechanism there? Elphonic says he'd hire Campanile as head coach and Udinski as OC. Yeah, I tell you what, that could be a heck of a pairing, right? Thanks for checking that out. The whole interview, by the way, now is up on YouTube right here on our Action Sports Jack
channel.
Check it out. So like and subscribe to the YouTube channel. You love when I say that.
Can't get enough of it.
I'm seeing section 403 for $225.
That's what I saw. I saw 222. I also saw.
That's not bad.
I also saw standing room only for like 180. Is that right?
Yes. Which on Tuesday it was 280 for standing room only.
Yeah.
So it's gone down about $100.
Yeah, I just don't know exactly why. Delphonic says ticket brokers purchase them. I understand that. But I don't feel like Jags fans will just give them up for $200. Maybe they will. I could see if it was $600, be like, yeah, get rid of them.
Yeah.
That makes you think. I totally get it. But I mean, maybe they would for $200. I don't know. You can still make money. I don't know what a normal ticket up there is.
Maybe make money and then just sell. If you have the 100 tickets, sell them and then get in the 200 or 300. You can just downgrade yourself and make some money off it.
Yeah, I think there are a lot of different factors in all of it. Most likely, right? Of why people do it or why they're available. But again, maybe we'll ask Paul a little bit about that. So you got one other one I want to ask or talk about, guys, is Grizzard, and I think Delphonic even brought it up. Maybe McDaniel goes to be the OC in Tampa now in the Bulls and work with Baker Mayfield. I'll tell you what, man, Mayfield four different guys at this point of his career, and this gets me to my thought of the Grizzard thing is fascinating. In the first 6, 7, 8 games, we're sitting here on this show, and we're like, damn, why doesn't Trevor have a little bit more of that moxie that Mayfield has? Mayfield's in the MVP conversation. It doesn't matter how many different OCs he's had. Look at the way he's playing. And then it started to go away. And I don't know if that's a Grizzard thing. I don't know if that's a Bowles thing. I don't know if that's a Mayfield thing. You mentioned many times he got hurt. It kind of changed it. I think when he hurt his left shoulder, they started to go downhill. They're battling some receiver injuries most of the year anyway, which I have been doing for most of the last few years because they're getting very old. And then, I think of a guy with Harbaugh and Todd Monken. Monken, I think, had an interview here in Jacksonville for the job last year. We're talking about 2,000 yards for Derrick Henry. We're talking about the guy that helped lead Georgia and Stetson Bennett to 2 national titles.
Come back.
And Monken, who had been the receivers coach in Jacksonville, like, damn, man, this dude's hot.
Yeah.
Bring him down here. Now, he might be the reason why Harbaugh got fired, because Harbaugh didn't want to move on from him, is the word up in Baltimore. So they're like, okay, well, we're making a change. I mean, I think this gets a little ridiculous from a stability standpoint. Internally, of riding the emotion. I understand fans being emotional. Okay, I get that. That's and us. That's our job. We're gonna ride it. You're gonna ride it. That's not the job of people that are running billion-dollar businesses. And it seems to me, just even those examples. We're talking about an MVP candidate 2.5 months ago. Yeah. Guys out the door. We're talking about Kingsbury, one of the hottest guys in Washington.
Yeah.
Now that mutually is gone. We're talking about Monken, one of the hottest guys last year. Gone, or maybe, or at least that whole thing is upset. I don't understand. There's a balance between loyalty and time, and sometimes Schott has been too loyal here and given time. Maybe even I would say McDaniel got too much time. I thought he should have been out after last year in Miami.
Yeah,
but some of it, why is this shifting so dramatically within months? In less than a year's time for some of these guys? I think we got to take a look at that if I was running one of these teams.
Yeah, I think if you look at Baltimore, to me, it's he just lost the locker room. And I think it's with any business. It's one thing where if it's not going right, but you have faith in the leader and the workers are responding well, you can still roll with it. As soon as you start having players, especially star players, become disgruntled and say, this may not be the guy anymore, that's when you got to take a long look at yourself and say, do we need to go in a different direction? I think that's exactly what happened in Baltimore. I think, it was teeter-tottering for a while between how the players felt about John Harbaugh and how he felt about them and everything, but they were winning. They were going to the playoffs, so that was the Band-Aid that covered up everything. When you lose like you did to the Steelers, and I think players are kind of over it, and the whole Lamar Jackson saga with how hurt was he really? Was he making a business decision for the future? All this stuff. Then it kind of goes into, okay, you seem to have lost the locker room. We probably got to go in a different direction. It's one thing if the players still respond to you even though you're not winning and they still trust you and you can try to, salvage it next season. It's another thing once you pass the point of no return where the players are like, we're over it. We need something else.
Yeah. It's just a wild thing. And I guess it's just the way it is, right? It's what have you done for me lately? And somebody just said, well, John didn't learn from Doug Peterson, his son, Taylor. I do think loyalty in the coaching ranks is always going to exist. They're going to be loyal, which I get. First of all, you're in the...
I don't, but...
Well, I don't get... maybe I don't get it to the point of the press. Listen, even at one point, when you talk about loyalty, but did Gus ever make a move with Todd Wash? It was like his best friend. Did they make that move or no?
Make a move.
Did he fire him? No, he never did fire him. But you got to make. I think he did with Babich, who helped him get in the business or something, right? So you've got to make some of these tough decisions. Sure. Marone had to do it with Hackett, right? Yep. Moved on. So, well, I don't know if he had to do it, but he does. So there's two different sides of it. If you do it, does that get splintered relationship? If you don't do it, does that mean you have loyalty and that favor is going to be repaid at some point down the road because you're in the foxhole with this guy, and it's such a recycled business that you're going to land somewhere down the road.
Yeah, no, I understand it because football is all, the NFL, it's all about relationships. And I've spoken this many times. Sometimes the best candidates don't even get a shot because they don't know the right people. I'm just under the philosophy of this is a performance-based business. You hold your players to that standard. You hold the GM to that standard, the owner to that standard. Why don't you hold the head coach to that standard? Where it's like, if winning isn't the top priority and you're worried more about relationships and the guys that you go golfing with, that you go have a beer with and trying to prop them up, then maybe this, organization isn't a fit for you. That's how I would go into it. I would put the precedent of winning football games over friendships all day. And even though that's so simple to say, That's not how every NFL head coach thinks.
Yeah. No, I think it's hard to do. In fact, I think that's what we've praised Cohen for. He has definite ties to a lot of guys on his staff, all the way down. But he also hired 2 coordinators. That's part of our sit-down interview where it's like he doesn't really know these guys. He hasn't worked with them. He knows people that knows them. They've run into each other across the way. Campanile one's very interesting because of that. And so I even asked Camp in that interview, was he a little surprised? And he said, yeah, he didn't really expect it coming, especially 1 year in Green Bay. So I think that's why he's kind of hit a home run. He's not saying, I got to hire this guy but there are definite ties now. Waldron, Whipple, like those are the guys he grew up in that tree.
And don't get it twisted. Like you still have to hire guys that you're comfortable working with. Right? You have to. You just can't hire strangers and say like, okay, we got to work together now. Like any company isn't going to succeed like that. My only point is when it's not going great, and then you err on the side of friendship more and doing what's right for the team. That to me is where you got to draw the line.
I do think there's one. I love looking back on the way the season has unfolded and some of the things we were talking about. Just a quick note on what he hired. Part of the reason that he hired guys like Udinsky and Whipple and others on the offensive side specifically was he wanted to get the offense into the hands of Trevor and people around him that knew it as fast as possible. So he wanted that onboarding to be really fast. And I think as it turns out, that really worked because it's an intricate offense. And I wouldn't even say, forget about the performance here. That has evolved. But what we do know and what Cohen praised Trevor all the way back in camp is for his handle on the offense. Mm-hmm. And so from like day one, which would have been April something or whatever, to even let's just say the middle or end of camp, his knowledge of the offense, his command of the offense had always been there. Now, we've even seen that evolve, and, of course, his play has matched it, too, over the last few months with live reps. But I do think that was a very smart move by Cohen. And I remember asking him about this several times. Like, people talking the same language, know the language, to be able to jump in and communicate that with Trevor and the rest of the guys on offense, too, so they can hit this thing and run. And it really worked in hindsight to be able to do that. So that was a smart move, another smart play as it looks from Liam Cohen. Take a time out. Brent and Austen Show, Action Sports Jax 24/7 Network. Seems like we got everybody going in the chat. Love it. Thanks for hanging out with us here on all the different social media channels and on the Action Sports Jax 24/7 Network. You can find it at actionsportsjax.com. You can watch tonight, by the way, Jaguars All Access with Foye Aluakin. Also, Chase for the Championship. We'll stay at String Sports Brewery and do that tonight until 8 o'clock. More and more shows. We just keep rolling them out. Expanded coverage on Sunday. Want to remind you about that because usually countdown to kickoffs 11:30 to 12. We're going 11 to 12. On Sunday morning on CBS. Obviously, the game is at 1, and then we are doing a 90-minute post-game show, 4:30 to 6 p.m. live on TV. So I know there's going to be another football game going on Fox, but Jags win. Hopefully, we're celebrating for 90 minutes. So make sure you come and find that. The Bills, they say they're going to kick Matt Prater today at practice. They aren't going to kick him. He's going to kick. All right, I guess I got to clarify that based on some developments over the years around here. Dalton Kincaid limited, but I think he's fine and ready to go. They're dangerous at the tight end spot.
They are.
With Kincaid and Knox. And there you go, the last time the Bills won.
Did I see they brought Matthew Wright into in the practice squad just in case?
Just in case.
To try to get some information about the Jags, maybe.
Which, ironically, Matthew Wright kicked and won that 9-6 game over Buffalo in 2021.
The right stuff, man.
He was a huge factor in the 2 urban wins. He
Yeah.
kicks the one in London to beat the Dolphins from like 50 or something, right? And then he scores all the points in the Buffalo win.
Yeah.
Forever indebted to Matthew Wright as Urban Meyer. A little different story about some kickers, I guess.
Yeah.
We'll be back.
Hi, I'm Greg Mackey from Cycles of Jacksonville. Whether you're looking for a side-by-side, ATV, motorcycle, or scooter, we have what you need.
Get a Moto Guzzi Stone Corsa for just $235 a month, or a Triumph Trident for as low as $207 a month, or the popular Honda Rebel 1100 DCT starting at a low $204 a month.
Stop by and choose your adventure from all of our great brands, only at Cycles of Jacksonville on Atlantic Boulevard. Family owned and operated since 1983.
Hello, I'm Kenny Lay of Kenny Lay & Associates. Since 2003, our firm has fought exclusively for the rights of men in family law. Divorce, modification of child support, alimony, custody, and more, all for men. A father is vitally important to a child's life, and being a man is not a reason to pay more in child support or alimony. I'm a single father. I get it. If you have a divorce or other family law issue, contact Kenny Lay and Associates at divorcemenonly.com.
We've been telling you about the Action Sports Jax 24/7 network for over a year now. How to find it, what to see. Simply put, it's TV online. Local sports content all day, every day. Just like this.
Did you always want to make history? Like, think that big, or just say, hey, I want to play in the NFL?
I always say I wanted to play in the NFL.
That's it. Back to her left side, takes a shot, and into the back of the net.
Oh, what a pass.
Oh, my goodness.
What a pass. Say he doesn't make a tackle. You still feel like his presence is felt in every single play.
I did have a sense that they wanted to be bold, that they wanted to make a splash.
It's content you won't find on TV. Find it on actionsportsjax.com and just sit back and watch local sports all day on the Action Sports Jax 24/7 network.
How do we make Mason's famous lobster rolls? It's simple. We get up before dawn, head into the open waters of Maine, haul in our traps by hand, and send only the best straight to our restaurants, where we add warm butter or chilled mayo with a squeeze of lemon and pile it on a toasted split-top roll, just like it's been done for nearly a century. That's the recipe for Mason's famous lobster rolls.
What's been going on?
We're both dealing with a lot of guilt right now.
Can't sleep,
can't eat.
You see that brand new Hyundai Santa Fe? We only paid $4 for it.
Looks like we're out of time. Breathing exercises. Inhale, exhale.
Enjoy the new car.
Okay, thanks.
Deal so right, it almost feels wrong. The Hyundai Getaway Sales Event.
Get a Hyundai Santa Fe with 0% APR for 60 months, plus 0 payments for 90 days, or get $3,500 bonus cash. Hurry in.
What a throw! Touchdown, Jaguars!
We're coming for you.
They're going to get him on the ground, and that's going to end the ball game.
We show no mercy. Lawrence looking deep in the end zone. Touchdown! Duval! ETN is going to take it all the way!
Right here on CBS 47.
CBS 47.
Right here.
Your official station of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
And the Jaguars strike first.
Go Jags.
You have the opportunity to explore what you might want to do with your life.
There's so many opportunities here that it can spark interest that you didn't even know you had.
Baker's Sports. It's a hometown business filled with hometown people trying to make you feel right at home.
Chris Conley, Jacksonville University. Walker Wright, class of 2018, West Nassau High School.
Michael Young, Fletcher High School.
Baker's Sports started in a grassroots way and now outfits much of the Southeast.
Samuel Coffrin, Paxton School for Advanced Studies.
High school sports, travel sports, youth sports of all kinds. They are a one-stop shop carrying Nike, Adidas, Under Armour brands, and more.
Vincent Caldes, Oak Leaf High School. Tony Mazzio, Sandwood High School, class of 2002.
Whether it's sports teams on the field or it's your team in the workplace, like our Action Sports Jax team, and community events like the Dream 18 Golf Tournament, and many others.
Colt Tilly, Hilliard High School. Reagan Webb, Eagles View Academy.
Look good, feel good, play good with Baker Sports. Custom sports apparel since 1997. Shop with the hometown team at bakersport.com.
Welcome back to the Brent and Austen Show, streaming on the Action Sports Jax 24/7 network.
Aaron. Hamby, do you think, and I get where we're going here because sometimes I check the rundown a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously going to have a tough test against the Houston Texans. I believe Vegas has the lowest total of the slate for the first round of the playoffs, which makes a lot of sense when you have that Texans defense and Arthur Smith calling the plays on offense for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Who knows what's going to happen? Are we getting to? I think we're going to get to if the Steelers do in fact get beat by the Houston Texans. Is this the last run for Aaron Rodgers?
Yeah, I think that's the question. Is now that he made the playoffs, which you would think was kind of his only goal. Obviously, he wants to win a Super Bowl, but I got the sense that he just really wanted to get one last chance at the playoffs.
Sure, that's
the sense that I get.
Yeah,
and now that he has, if it comes to an end in one thing, will he be done? I don't know.
I mean, he's only on a 1-year deal there in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, I think it depends. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if he loses that he comes back, because I think he proved to himself at least that he can still play. Now, whether the Steelers believe in him, I don't know. Whether the rest of the NFL would believe in him enough to get him a starting job, because we know one thing: he is not going to come back and play another year to be a backup.
No,
he's going to get the keys, or he's not going to come at all. So I don't know whether another NFL team would give him the keys, but I do think that to himself, he has proven that he can still play at an NFL level.
Yeah, I agree with you. 24 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. I don't have the rushing totals in front of me. Spoiler alert, they're probably not that good, right? The guy doesn't really run anymore like his prime and his heyday and everything. Yeah, listen, it says something when you do make the playoffs because, and I get it. They're not a favorite to win the Super Bowl, but, everyone's got a shot, right? I don't know what the Eagles' odds were with Nick Foles when he took over, but they got it done, right? You can fathom in an alternate universe, can Aaron Rodgers will the Pittsburgh Steelers to a Super Bowl? Maybe crazier things have happened. I do wonder, though, Hamby, of how many teams would be interested in him after the season, because he's on a 1-year deal. Obviously, he's aging. Obviously, I think when you talk about what you get with Aaron Rodgers, you're getting maybe a 1-year rental at most, and then you might have to move on. And I think a lot of teams, especially teams that are rebuilding right now, do you really just want to risk it for a 1-year rental, or do you want to try to find your franchise guy that you can build around for 4 or 5 years? So to me, it's got to make sense in terms of you have a team right now that the roster, it looks like you can make a run. You're just missing the quarterback. Might be the Colts. Who knows? But I think there's...
Of course it would be the Colts.
Well, I mean...
It's the only guy Ballard hasn't tried.
Yeah, for real. For real. But I think that the Colts make sense. I don't even know. We'll see what happens with the Texans, the game and everything. But, I don't know if the Steelers make sense for another year. Because if you're Mike Tomlin, at what point do you go, can I just get a quarterback? Can I just get a franchise guy? Can you guys just give me a franchise dude so I can see what we can do with it?
Yeah.
Kenny Pickett wasn't it? Sorry.
Well,
that
no.
doesn't count.
For sure. It seems like, to me, I don't know if y'all are feeling this, it seems like nationally a lot of people are on the Steelers. They do believe that that's what I've gathered, that because of Rodgers' playoff experience, that they're looking at the quarterbacks a lot. And they're like, look, I know the defense of the Texans is phenomenal, but Rodgers is going to be able to come up with something, and we're not so sure that we believe in Stroud to score on the Steelers. I would still say the majority of people are on the Texans, but from what I gathered, a lot more people are on the Steelers than I would have thought.
Well, and I think the Steelers did earn some respect because I don't think anybody had them beating the Baltimore Ravens, who it seemed like it was destiny. They're going to go to the playoffs and maybe make a run. And the fact that they were out DK Metcalf, their best weapon on offense, I think it speaks a lot about this Steelers team to, and granted you're at home, so that helps things, but to beat that Baltimore team and to make your own little run, yeah, why not? I'm taking the Texans, but I can see a world where the Steelers find a way.
Brent, do you think Rodgers can put up 17 points against Houston?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I know they're kind of anemic at times on offense, but I actually think Houston and Pittsburgh are built in somewhat, I don't know about built, but they actually perform in somewhat of a similar way offensively throughout the season. I think they have moments where, like you get the Chargers game for Houston where they score 14 points, boom, just like that, and then they don't do anything the rest of the game. Like they hardly had 20 yards, it felt like.
Sure.
And then you have Pittsburgh the other night where they're doing nothing, and then in the matter of 4 minutes, they scored whatever they scored. Mm-hmm. So I think in that sense, they can do it. They're just not consistently going to do it, and I don't really think Houston is either, unless they're playing a not-so-good defense, and that's not the case. I think you have game wreckers on the defensive side of the ball that can really tilt this game. TJ Watt can make a play against CJ Stroud. That changes the game.
Right.
And obviously the defense of Houston is going to be hard to handle for Rodgers, but I think Rodgers is more equipped to handle it because he'll get him in the right positions. He'll dirt the ball when he needs to dirt the ball. I think. So I think it's going to be a pretty good game because I feel like anytime Houston plays, we know it's going to be 17-14, 17-13, 20-16. Yeah. We don't feel like they're scoring that much more than 20 points in a game.
No, without a doubt. I mean, it is a little like, and once again, I think that we've talked about this many times, probably the most sure thing in this playoffs is Houston's defense. But at the same time, I mean, and I get not everybody was playing, but like you saw the Colts put up 354 yards on them with the rookie quarterback. You saw Ashton Genty.
Pierce is getting loose.
You saw Ashton Genty a couple weeks ago have a field day on them. I think he had 83 yards or something, or 80-something yards rushing, and then he had a great day receiving. So, like, the Raiders were able to put some points on him as well. So it's, I don't know. Like, can the Steelers run the football against the Texans? I mean, that's kind of their MO, so maybe, right? Now use Jalen Warren more than Kenneth Gainwell, Arthur Smith, but he ain't going to listen. He's going to do his own thing. But, like, you can see avenues, especially at home, where maybe the Steelers can pull it off.
Yeah, it's fast. Listen, this defense is so good, to your point, that I think it's 1, 2, 3, 4 times. The Jags right now have given up more than 20 points. They haven't given up more than 20 points in 6 consecutive games. Really incredible. I mean, you keep a team to 20 points or under, you have a hell of a shot to win, right? Especially the way their offense is playing. Houston did that 4 times all year in 17 games. And one of them was the Jags game. And then one of them was this game where you can debate how much they were playing even in the second half, right, where the Colts are scoring. The other one was the Raiders. They got 21, And then there was another one where they lost. Who did they lose to? Seahawks, 27-19. So, I mean, that's how good their defense has been.
Yeah.
And you kind of know it's, especially against Pittsburgh. I think what's more interesting is when you get to, like, I'll go again, Denver. If they play Denver next, you're going to feel like it's the same thing.
Yeah.
2 really good defenses are going to be like 17-13. Be shocked if it's in the 20s. And then I think what potentially could be the interesting matchup is whether it's a Jags, a New England, or whoever else, because we do feel like those teams can score. And right now, I mean, it would have been very interesting this week in Jacksonville if you were playing Houston instead of Buffalo, because they're riding so high and Trevor's playing so well. And you would be able to point back to, but the Jags did score 29 points and were up 29-10 in the first 3 quarters against Houston, which was maybe one of the best performances of the year. Now some of that with the help of their defense, I get it, but still, that was maybe the best performance of the year against this Houston defense to have 29 points in 3 quarters. Would we be talking like, I feel like the Jags can go score a 25, 27, 30 in this game if it was Houston? And I do think there's a scenario here, if all things go well, where the Jags could host Houston in the AFC Championship game. That would not surprise me at all to see that. And so what will the conversation look like down the road would be real fascinating. But I think that's how much confidence is in the Jags offense right now.
Sure.
Where you'd be like, I don't care who you're playing. I mean, bring back Seattle if you want. Their defense is really good, but I think the Jags are going to move the ball and score more than 12 points.
Right.
I understand that quarterbacks are the ultimate selling point in terms of trying to drum up interest in the playoffs and everything. But if you somehow did get the Houston Texans, Jacksonville Jaguars for the AFC Championship, that's the theater of ultimate theater. Like, that's the entertainment of all entertainment. And I get it. It's a story that not everyone's going to be familiar with because, I get it, it's the AFC South and take it for how you want. But then when you do tell the story of what happened in Houston in that 4th quarter and what those teams are since then, like, you want to talk about must-see TV? Like, that's entertainment to its fullest. That's storytelling. That's everything to its fullest.
But I'm going to say something else, and I did not realize this, or maybe I've just dismissed it, never really thought of it as a talking point when the Jags have played Houston. But we've been talking for the last couple of years, especially when Jags won in 2022. Have the Jags taken over the AFC South? Are they going to go on a run? Then Stroud enters the equation and all this stuff, and even DeMeco Ryans and what he's been able to do. Well, I didn't realize how young D'Amico Ryans is. Somebody put out a tweet of all the coaches.
Is he 40 yet?
He's 41 in the NFL playoffs. And in the AFC, all of them are like, I think most of them are 50 and older, other than Liam and D'Amico Ryans. In the NFC, they're all like in their 30s and 40s. Very young group of coaches in the NFC, which will maybe just tell you where the league has gone. But my point in this is you talk about theater. And if they were to meet in that, the table has been set for years to come in the AFC South because you do have D'Amico Ryans, who's 41. You have Liam Cohen, who's 40. Defensive guy, offensive guy. You have Trevor Stroud, both young quarterbacks at this point, but now veteran enough to have played in a lot of big games and other things and won division titles. And then I think you even can go to their defense where you've got Will Anderson, who's going to be around forever. You've got Trayvon and Josh, who seemingly are going to be around for a long time. You've got Stingley, who's around for a long time. You've got Travis Hunter, who's around for a long time if they choose to play him at cornerback. Wild, right? It really could set the table for, it's going to maybe set the table anyway. It doesn't need to be an AFC championship game. But if it were to happen, I agree with you. I don't think the league would be like, oh, wow. But
if you
they
learn the
should be
story,
maybe, oh, wow, because it was a 13-win season and a 12-win season. And if you got to that point, by the way, the Jags would have won 10 games in a row and Houston would have won 11 games in a row.
Yeah.
Better get up, John. Can you imagine John Malkovich doing the CBS teaser or whatever again, man? Like the preview? That'd be amazing.
Yeah, it'd be it actually is really good theater for us at the very least.
No, it's good theater for us because we know the story. But if you if the whole world knew the story, I think people would tune in.
All right, what else you got around the NFL? You got anything else?
Yeah, I wanted to go quarterback wise. Speaking of Rodgers, when you look at some of the other young quarterbacks making their playoff debut, because it seems like the NFL world is forgetting that Trevor's been to the playoffs, one game, so what? But two quarterbacks that have not been, obviously, are Drake May and Caleb Williams. How will they fare in their debut? Are they playoff quarterbacks? We haven't seen them yet, so who knows? Actually, let's do a little bit of judge, but not judge. You don't have to pick the same, or you don't have to pick different people, but give me 30 seconds. Who's going to be the better playoff quarterback, or who's better fit to have a lot of playoff success, Drake May or Caleb Williams?
Okay, who's going first?
Go ahead.
You got it, Austin.
Who's going to be better, Caleb Williams or, Drake May?
Yeah.
3, 2,
1. I know, right? Go ahead and give me, it's comparable for sure. New head coaches, solid running games. I'm going to go with Drake May, though, just because, once again, I think this comes down to experience. Not necessarily at the quarterback position, but the guy who's leading the helm. And I think Vrabel has far more experience right now than Ben Johnson does. So I'm going to err on the side of Drake May to have the better run.
I feel like personality-wise, Drake May has a really good shot because he's even keel. Or at least to me. I don't know Caleb Williams. I just feel like this whole situation is more even keel. But I was actually watching a little bit of the Bears game back with Green Bay from a couple weeks ago, I think. And, the throws that Caleb Williams makes. You're talking about a guy now that, to me, when he plays really well, we're seeing this a little bit with Trevor too, but then you can start throwing out the names like Mahomes and like Josh Allen, and he can play that style where it's like, dude, he can make everything, and the play's never over. That's kind of the way I judge it. It's like the play never feels like it's over. It never feels safe. It never feels good to take a breath, and I think he's starting to show some of that with Caleb Williams, more than a Drake May would show that. The other thing I think that could set him up for more success is with an offensive guy. And Ben Johnson. Now, the downside of that, so I'll argue Caleb Williams. That's fine. Okay. But the downside of it to me is I just I don't get the feel, maybe it's just because Chicago hasn't been that good, maybe because Johnson's a little goofy to me from the outside looking at, I don't know if the sustainability is there or not. And I think we're going to learn that here in Jacksonville. We're going to learn that in Chicago. But we know the sustainability can be there with Vrabel.
Sure.
I think that kind of goes with it. Because he's been able to do it.
Yeah.
And the Patriots have been able to do it. So it just feels like Drake May and the Patriots aren't going to go away next year. I don't know if that's the case with the Chicago Bears.
Yeah.
This might be his only playoff game in the next 5 years, Hamby, for Caleb Williams.
And if we're talking about this year, I think the Packers have a much better shot of beating the Bears than the Chargers have a shot of beating the Patriots. Just for the run this year.
Yeah, I would say.
You know what I'm saying? Like the question was like, what quarterback's gonna go on a better run? I think the quarterback with the better team that can make a run is the Patriots and Drake May.
I do too, yeah. Because the thing about Chicago, their thing seems a little more magical. I've brought this up a bunch where it feels Jags 2022.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't mean you can't win a game, by the way, or win a couple of games, but it doesn't feel like they're like as good as some of the moments. And I say that, and that's okay. I say that about this Jags team versus that Jags team in 22. What feels different going into the playoffs is like, wow, you're like, oh, this is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Let's enjoy it. Hopefully it keeps going. That was 22. This one is like, damn, this team might be really one of the best teams in the league.
Right.
I don't think we were saying that in 22. Some of that's who's there with KC and others, but it's totally different. I feel like Chicago, you're not saying that. Do we think they're better than Seattle? Not a chance. Do we think they're even better than San Francisco? Probably not. Do we think they're better than the Eagles? No. So I don't, even though they're the 2 seed, to your point, the Patriots are a 2 seed that, hey, they might be the best team in the league. The only knock we have against the Patriots is they haven't played anybody.
Correct.
So we really just don't know how good they are.
Yep.
But they might be that good.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like how I say it about here in Jacksonville. And the Jags might be this good. When you start mollywopping teams the way they've been doing it for the last 2 months, that means you're pretty damn good. So fun to talk about. All right.
I thought we'd play more.
We got more.
I got one more.
Huh.
Do you believe in Philly?
Oh, I thought you were going to ask miracles.
Do you believe in Philly?
Do I believe in the Philadelphia Eagles?
Hmm.
Or just the city in general? Because that's 2 different things. Brent, you can go first.
Yeah, I do. I feel like they've built almost like a nostalgia almost in a short time where I think you can get beat by the jersey and the helmet. That's what I'd be afraid of. But by pieces, what they look like, not really. But I do think, I mean, they've got really good football players still, even though it hasn't all come together for whatever weird reason. But it feels like that all the time with Sirianni, and he wins. You know, the guy just wins. And it never feels like it looks good. Mm-hmm. Now, last year it felt like it looked pretty good. I think a lot of the time they dominated people. But in his tenure, it felt like clunky, weird. This guy's not that good, but they win anyway because they've got talent. And I think we're past that. I mean, the guys, look at historically, when you win the amount of games that he's won, he's doing something right, and they find ways to win even when it looks bad. They are the one team to me that plays bad and wins. Mm-hmm. Or like plays with their C game and wins. What if they find their B+ game or an A game?
Yeah.
They could really roll into the Super Bowl again.
I mean, do you want me to rebuttal, Brent, or do you want me? Because
you can agree.
Yeah, no. Say what you think.
I mean, I can go both ways. So tell me what you want. Do you want me to make a case for Philly or a case against Philly?
Okay, make a case against them.
Okay, real quick. So with Jalen Hurts, do you think Jalen Hurts is a top 7 quarterback in the NFL?
No.
And you know what? And I had him, I think, number 6 when we did our exercise.
I think it was.
I don't think he's there right now either. So give me the last time that a top, whatever, we'll say the number 10, 11 quarterback in the NFL has won a Super Bowl.
Yeah, especially if the run game is not, I mean, it seems so weird to say it with Saquon Barkley back there, but it's not flowing. It's not efficient right now. It's not trustworthy.
Correct. Yes, because this team right now is predicated on their defense, and I get it. Their defense is getting healthier and they're playing better and everything. But can a defense carry you with an offense right now that can't really run the football and doesn't necessarily have an elite quarterback? I would probably say no. So I don't believe in Philly. Now, off the record. I do believe in Philly. Yeah. I mean, I said on the show this week, I think Philly can definitely make a run. Yeah.
Who do you believe in the most in the NFC? Still Seattle?
In the NFC?
Or do you still – because 3 weeks ago you asked me this question, I would say the Rams. Mm-hmm. And then the Rams did something funky in the last few weeks. I don't know what's going on.
I still believe in the Rams, I think, the most. I think if Adams gets healthy.
And he's coming back
people
for this one, right?
People forget how good Devontae Adams is. Pretty good wide receiver.
Yeah.
Pretty good weapon. Pretty good red zone threat. So, and by the way, they've kind of found something now too with the 1-2 punch of Blake Corum and Kyron Williams. So, I'll believe in that. So, in terms of the NFC, the Rams.
Yeah, I kind of feel that way too because of Stafford too.
Yeah, of course.
Right.
Yeah.
Do you believe in Sam Darnold and McDonald? Like unfair to them, but they're kind of in like almost a Jags situation where they're going to get disrespected.
Yeah.
Even though they've played so well,
No, I mean,
the Eagles would be next on my list probably after the Rams, even before Seattle, which is probably not right. I don't believe in San Francisco because that defense, you can't win a Super Bowl. You can't go all the way with that kind of defense in San Fran.
Now, I would list it out as Rams, Seahawks, Bears.
I don't believe in the Bears more than.
Yeah, I go Rams, Seahawks,
they're playing
Eagles
Saturday night, so we'll see.
I think that, the Seahawks, you don't believe necessarily in Sam Darnold, but you believe in the run game in Seattle.
Oh, no. Yeah,
and
you should believe a little more in Sam Darnold.
Sure.
If everything else is working.
I mean, if you can play defense and run the football, it's not a bad combination.
No, and by the way, we're just believing Jackson Smith and Jigba.
Yeah. And I haven't seen the stats. I get Houston's defense is number one. Is Seattle close, though, in terms of metrics and everything? Or is it is Houston
No, I don't think Houston's light years ahead of anybody. I think they were at times during the season, but I don't think it's measured out to be. I think that's a closer conversation. And by the way, I think Denver's close in that conversation as well.
True.
So there were some really good defenses in the league, and the Jacksonville Jaguars aren't far off. Hey, let's go fishing. We'll talk a little college football as well. And Jim Nantz joins us top of the hour. Fun show still ahead here on the Brent and Austen Show on the Action Sports Jax 24/7 network. When it's time to get a new car for anyone in your family, just remember, nobody but Nimnick, the #1 Buick GMC dealer in Jacksonville. Get the latest price breaks on 2023 and 2024 models or the newest 2025 vehicles in the showroom on Phillips Highway or shop online at NimnickBuickGMC.com 24 hours a day. GMC Sierras, Yukons, and the redesigned Acadias, or get the all-new redesigned line with Buicks. It's nobody but Nimnick, and part of the reason why is this is a first-class buying experience here at Nimnick Buick GMC. You're not just a customer, you're a friend. This is about getting a vehicle that best fits you and getting you on the road, and also helping you and your family down the road. Nimnick has a treating you right guarantee, courtesy, respect, fairness, and most Buicks, GMCs, and Jacksonville's only Car Bravo dealer, nobody but Nimnick. Who has put in the most years and stands behind a better experience? Nobody but Nimnick. GMC. We are professional grade.
There's a saying in sports, you can't win them all, but you can win a lot with good folks on your team. Like that one painter, First Coast. It's tough to beat the sun in Florida, so your home fades. It's tough to beat that HOA when they come calling. Beat the sun, beat the HOA with that one painter, First Coast. And it's a good time to do it. Less rain to work around, and painting in mild temperatures is perfect. After all, the paint bonds to the surface so much better. Give that one painter First Coast a call at 904-417-3557 or look them up at first-coast.thatonepainter.com. Fast estimate, guidance on color and HOA requirements, and the highest quality job you'll find anywhere. Be a big winner in your neighborhood with that one painter First Coast on your team.
It's one of the hot spots in the area.
Welcome you to String Sports Brewery out at the beach. Big crowd on hand tonight. The fans are here.
And now, the newest hot spot at the beach is open. String Sports Brewery in Jax Beach has opened its doors with rave reviews.
We're going to be fans forever.
Cozy up to the bar. Grab a seat in the sports-themed restaurant, or grab a seat outside and feel that breeze coming off the beach as the weather warms. Just like the original location in Springfield, try the popular beer menu and come for lunch or dinner too, because the food is fantastic.
We got a special guest in the house. He's happy. He's feeling good. He's Trayvon Walker.
It's where we hosted Jags Report Live in the football season, and the String Sports Brewery staff can't wait to host you. Hey, welcome back here to String Sports Brewery. And if you haven't checked out the new location in Jax Beach, you got to do it. String Sports Brewery, now with 2 locations in Springfield and now open in Jax Beach on Penman Road.
Hi, I'm Greg Mackey from Cycles of Jacksonville. Whether you're looking for a side-by-side, ATV, motorcycle, or scooter, Honda has what you need.
The Honda Talon. Ultimate performance meets family-friendly fun. Prices starting at $363 a month. Or the sporty Honda CBR 650 starting at an affordable $204 a month.
Stop by and choose your adventure from a full line of Honda products. Only at Cycles of Jacksonville on Atlantic Boulevard. Family owned and operated since 1983.
Hello, I'm Kenny Lay of Kenny Lay & Associates. Since 2003, our firm has fought exclusively for the rights of men in family law. Divorce, modification of child support, alimony, custody, and more, all for men. A father is vitally important to a child's life, and being a man is not a reason to pay more in child support or alimony. I'm a single father. I get it. If you have a divorce or other family law issue, contact Kenny Lay & Associates at divorcemenonly.com.
CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing is taking their 75-plus years of expertise and expanding to CGC Home Services. Water treatment and plumbing is still a big part of what they do, and now they can do even more for you. Home services like kitchen and bathroom remodeling, showers, sinks, faucets, toilet repair, backflow testing, and the list keeps going. Find all they can do at cgchomeservices.com or give them a call, 904-298-7052. It's a new look and a new name with the same expertise. They've been serving homes like yours since 1946. CGC Home Services, right here in Jacksonville off St. John's Bluff Road, 904-298-7052. And visit cgchomeservices.com. Florida license number CFC 1432579.
Welcome back to the Brent and Austin Show, streaming on the Action Sports Jax 24/7 network.
All right, here we go. Good quarterback matchup in the semifinal as we get rolling tonight. I'm looking forward to it. I don't get too geeked up about college football games all the time, but I like tonight and tomorrow's matchups and see where this thing goes. I think we've hit a Final Four that's very entertaining, at the least.
Yeah, I mean, it's wild to me that one of these teams will be playing for a national championship.
Yeah, that's a good point.
It's hard to fathom.
And what a story in a weird way if Carson Beck wins a national title or goes to a national title game with Miami.
So close, Hamby. So close.
Smiles abound for Paul Dozier. This is not Jim Nantz, by the way. This is Paul Dozier, star of Let's Go Fishing, presented by GMC.
They won that recruiting national championship again, though. They're doing good.
Are they doing well in recruiting?
Georgia always does well in recruiting.
Did you see the story where USF is doing really well in recruiting? Hartline from Ohio State. I just saw that last night. I guess he's got a better class right now, or transfer portal class, than Florida States, and everyone else.
Shocker.
Yeah.
Doing well. But I guess I didn't realize, maybe they really ponied up some dollars at USF. Quietly,
that's probably what it is.
They built they've got a new stadium. They obviously make an investment in him. And I do feel like this climate, if you get it all in a row, you might be able to go from here to here in a hurry. All you got to do is look at Texas Tech and Indiana.
Mark Cuban's about to do some investment with Indiana now. Like, out of nowhere, Mark Cuban's been so quiet of being an Indiana alum, and now obviously the football team's doing well. Mark Cuban's like, here's a couple $1 million for the NIL. So they're about to, have, I think, a skyrocket in terms of NIL.
Yeah.
Remember we talked about a month or so ago about wish we could just go to sleep at the end of the season and wake up in August and not have to see all this other crap. That's where I'm at.
Oh, come on, Paul. Wisconsin's being accused now of tampering with Ohio State guys. Like, this is a great day to be a Badger fan.
There's some interesting stuff.
That's our national championship.
It's just, there's no loyalty to anybody or anything. It doesn't matter who. I mean, I guess we should have known that when the Jack Pyburn stuff went down last year. You know? That was everybody's holding everybody hostage, and I don't know.
Hey, you had a big week. You got Baugh back.
Baugh's back.
Did you read that headline? Paid attention to that one.
Yeah. Jaden Woods.
Didn't sleep through that one. That's a hell of a get, by the way, to keep him.
I agree. I mean, for optics as much as any, he's a great player. Don't get me wrong. But it's just like the NFL, the line of scrimmage is where you got to win, and running backs are treated like a dime a dozen. I mean, he's better than most, but would you rather have two badass offensive linemen, or would you rather have a really good running back? If you can't have both, I mean, I don't know. Hopefully they're going to have the best offensive line that's ever been assembled, right, Hamby, and the best running back. And
that's what they told me last year about Barber and crew.
Yeah, and this Georgia Tech transfer, he's the next Tom Brady, and man, we're going to.
You're not a Philo man, huh?
Yeah, I don't know. Hey, I don't know about Summerall. I mean, who knows? Nobody knows. You can say, hey, he's going to be the like my Ford truck's better than your GMC truck. No, it's not. They're all the same, right? I mean, it just depends on what you like.
My GMC is better.
I have GMC truck.
And NimmickBuickGMC.com, by the way.
Paul, do you think they should wait for the transfer portal to be done after the college football season?
Absolutely.
Because, I don't know if you've been following what's been happening in Oregon, but Jaden Lamar, who had the longest run against Texas Tech, just decided to enter the transfer portal, and now he's gone. How can you justify leaving your team? And he's team captain too, counted upon a lot.
Amazing.
How can you
That's amazing.
That's amazing.
How can you justify getting ready to play? One game away from the national championship, and it's they're going to offer me some more money. We'll go over there.
Just shows why he does it. He's not in it for the love of the game. He's not in it to win the national championship. I mean, I don't blame. I mean, Lane Kiffin could have handled things differently, but hey, what if you want to go? I mean, who knows when LSU or Florida is going to open up again? I mean, there could always be. The calendar's broken. It's broken.
And Lanning actually came up with it's been floating out there for a couple of weeks now, like the calendar fix, and it makes total sense. So it'll probably take 5 years for college football to figure out that it makes logical sense, because that's what happens with the powers to be. What's amazing about that story in Oregon is he's playing on a stage where you would think draft stock down the road and everything else can get elevated. That is a very narrow view for whoever's in his camp, in my opinion. Yeah. To make that move. Now, there might be a lot more to that than any of us know, but that's fascinating. How about what do we think about Ole Miss Miami tonight? Seriously, you think there's going to be a heck of a game?
Yeah, I think so.
I think it's going to be good.
It's going to be a great showcase.
One more thing before we go to that. You talk about. I used to think, these NFL guys, they're gonna hold it against these guys for quitting on their team. They don't care. The NFL doesn't. I mean, maybe if it came down to one versus you had two guys saying, well, this guy quit on his team, but I think at the end of the day, they think they can fix them or whatever. They don't. They just want production.
I think it's something that Austen always says, right? Is does the talent outweigh the distraction? And this isn't necessarily a distraction, but this maybe you could say, does the talent outweigh the commitment?
Character,
right? Because I think it does matter if you're like a third, fourth, fifth round pick. I think those things come into play. I think you're hearing more and more people. It's not just here in Jacksonville, but for the last few years, you've heard this in NFL circles. We want to find the guys that love to play the game. They want to play the game. Money's not going to change them, because the money, you have to factor that in coming into the league. And then eventually you're going to have to factor that in with the second contract, because the money's so big. So I think there's more of probably has always been a premium on it to some degree in a perfect world. But I think there's legitimately more of a premium on that love of the game, that character, than ever before. Now, does it dismiss the fact that somebody is really talented? No. But you do factor that in. And I think you lose a little bit of your draft stock nowadays for that, because it's not just we're hearing it in Jacksonville. You're hearing it across the league. That is part of their pillars, as we want people that want to play the football game and love playing the football game.
I get that, absolutely. But at the same time, I think years ago, where if you had a guy set out a bowl game, he would be questioned at the combine.
Exactly.
Well, why'd you quit on your team? But now it's just it's the status quo. And it's also the status quo with the transfer portal, where it's if I can make $2 more million there. So say I'm at the combine, right? And I'm getting grilled by these GMs and the owners and everything saying, well, I see that you left your team, halfway through the season. They were depending on you. Why'd you do it? Are you doing outlet football? Well, I make an extra $2 million for my family and everything. You probably would do the same thing, right? Mm-hmm. So I do think it muddies the waters a little more now, just because everyone seems to be doing it. In the past, there was a couple guys here, a couple guys there, and if they weren't, Heisman candidates or All-Americans, we would have questioned them. Their draft stock falls. Now I just think it's the way of the world. And it sucks that we have to think like that, but it's just how it is.
Yeah, the league will, if they can figure out the calendar, then that will take at least some of that element away, if they can figure it out. Hamby, Miami and Ole Miss tonight. Mm-hmm. I've got actually a bad feeling for Ole Miss in this. I actually think Miami is playing so physical that I don't know if Ole Miss can play physical. Ole Miss just played Georgia, but Hamby, you would even say, this isn't Georgia a couple years ago physical. I actually think Miami might even have the edge physicality-wise if they had played Georgia.
Oh, yeah.
I think that's how well they are playing, and how they're playing with such a swagger and the way Cristobal wants them to play in the trenches, and I think that is going to be the difference tonight.
Carson Beck is probably the X factor here. What do you think, Hamby? If he's due to throw a couple to the, he hasn't had to. He hasn't had to.
He hasn't had to do anything.
He hasn't had to do much. He throw a swing pass, and I mean, he hasn't had to make a big throw on 3rd and 9.
Yeah, he's gonna have to tonight.
A lot of pressure. I mean, I hope Ole Miss wins for a multitude of reasons, but
everybody's rooting for Ole Miss, right?
Of course. But the line of scrimmage. Miami should dominate both lines of scrimmage.
Yeah. I was really impressed with Ole Miss's line of scrimmage against Georgia last week, and not that they were horrible all season long. I think they've just improved. And look, they've got a chip on their shoulder too with Golden. Let's not forget. So I think their defense is playing inspired, and I think that matters. And then, I mean, look, give me the best player on the field, and I really believe that's Trinidad Chambliss. And even if you get out physical, sometimes in college football especially, special players can really negate a lot of
Is he the best player on the field, or is Bain?
I think Bain says what's up.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think the quarterback touches the ball every play, though, in offense.
I've seen Bain disappear from games before this year, and I don't think he has any intention of doing that tonight in a playoff game. But he
felt like a guy last week that wanted to flip it on, and he did.
Yeah,
he did. He did,
and so I think he's capable of that.
Sure, no, without a doubt. And I think ever since the whole A&M thing, where they were kind of talking smack about the defensive line of Miami, I think that's kind of lit. I mean, it's the Liam Cohen approach, right? Someone's talking smack about you, make them shut their mouth. Well, they've done that ever since Texas A&M.
Yeah, I think
Mark Fletcher needs to go for about 150 tonight.
Well, and he's a little underrated.
He is.
You know,
he's
been terrific for them.
Why did they take him out at the end last week? Did you notice that they had a different back in there with the game on the line at the very end? I didn't know if he got hurt or got nicked up, but
Cristobal was trying to do one of his specials.
Yeah.
Hey, I'll tell you what, though, what a world it would be, and I know you got your house rooting for Oregon a little bit, and you're probably the only ones in the country outside of Oregon rooting for Oregon.
Seems like
but it would be pretty wild to see Indiana and Ole Miss. I mean, it feels like the Cinderella of Cinderellas, even though Indiana's dominant, right? But it feels like, what world is this? It would be amazing to see that as a matchup for the college football national championship, in my opinion.
It would be awesome.
It would. It's almost like hard to fathom. And that's kind of why I don't know if it's going to happen. We'll talk about Oregon a little bit tomorrow. We can get your thought on it. But, like, Oregon's missing their back, too, right? He's out?
Yeah, they're missing their back, yeah. Yeah, because he got injured, and then obviously the guy just entered the transfer portal, so he's done. So that they were one of the deepest at the running back position, and now they're one of the thinnest. It's crazy how it can happen in 1 week.
Yeah, and Indiana's physical.
Yeah, Oregon's defense was very impressive against Texas Tech last week.
They were.
That's surprising.
They're no joke. That's not. This isn't a 10-year ago Oregon where they're going to try to outscore you. They have taken on Dan Lanning's personality. They're going to try to bully you, just like Georgia. You know. They're Georgia out west is what they are.
And it's funny because Indiana, they can score it and they can be kind of explosive, but they don't feel it because Mendoza's not dynamic. Like, he doesn't feel dynamic. He's
a diddler.
He's a tactician.
I can't figure that guy
word
out.
instead. And the
technician.
But he doesn't feel like Chambliss is going to score. Like, he'll go run around.
Yeah.
Right. And
Dante Moore's a little flashy.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like Mendoza plays that way, and that it almost you're almost like, okay, well, they're going to win 20-17 in the games, but they can light it up too because they've got the skill positions are really talented.
Yeah.
So fun Final Four, I think. It's just, I love the new blood, man. I'm just a big fan of that.
Great sports week, man. You
Yeah,
think about
such
it.
a
It's
good
been
one.
a great
Starts
week.
tonight,
Well, even all week. I mean, Monday you had Monday night football. And, or Sunday night football. Yeah. And then that FCS championship on Monday night was an incredible football game. If you just like football, maybe that's what we ought to start watching. You can tell those guys cared, by the way.
I mean, that was a wild
heck
ending.
of a game. And then the Gators beat Georgia on Tuesday. I don't
All right, Paul, did you think he should have been ejected?
I thought it was, I mean, by the letter of the law, yes, but I didn't think it was anything. I don't know that he was trying to be egregious or knock his teeth out.
See?
You're being
somebody with some
man.
sense.
I'm not even a Gator fan, and there was a no doubter.
Well, by the letter of the law, it was, but
you have to incorporate severity of the impact. There was almost no impact.
But like, it would have made a difference, you know?
It would have made a huge difference.
Well, in the game?
Yeah.
I would have at least covered the 13.5 I had.
I think
for.
Florida still.
When we got in the fishing world, let's go fishing. I mean, that's how we bring Paul in, but we know it's a little quieter this time of year, but the calendar turns, or I think it's a little quieter this year.
I was on the water this morning.
Oh,
you know,
look at you.
we
Beautiful weather out.
We took, well, I don't know, it depends. I got a new boat last week, and we took it out this morning and went and ran it with an electronics guy just to make sure everything's working before we tried to go fishing on it. And the fog, and it's cold. The ocean's like a mirror. It's flat calm, glass calm, but it's not. The visibility offshore is not very good. So
it was real foggy.
Yeah, sea fog offshore. Yeah, and but the fishing's great. Wahoo fishing's great. The bottom fishing's great. They're catching sea bass. You know, within 10 or 12 miles, big what they call greenhead sea bass, which are like bigger. Not like a sea bass you get in the restaurant. These are smaller fish, but they're one of the best eating fish in the ocean. There were a couple guys headed out to do that when we were at the boat ramp. The sheep's head are biting inshore, redfish in the creeks. I mean, fishing's great. It looks like we're going to have it's supposed to be in the 80s Saturday. Then the front's going to come through the middle of the night, and it's going to be. I actually think it's going to be chilly at the game on Sunday. Going to be maybe a chance of rain in the morning, and then it's going to be northwest and the temperature dropping in the afternoon, it seems like. So maybe some good football weather in the 60s, not instead of 85 degrees.
Yeah, that's the way it looks like. It's going to feel a little bit like last week, but I don't know if the sun's going to pop a little or not. You mentioned maybe a shower in the morning. Obviously, Wahoo right around the corner.
Yeah.
So you guys gearing up for that?
Yeah, Wahoo kickoff party's 3 weeks from Saturday. So, yeah, we're excited.
Might be partying a lot of things.
Yeah. Well, it's the Saturday of the bye week before the Super Bowl.
Okay. Excellent.
So we planned that.
It's gonna be a hell of a buzz around
Heard the Jags were probably going to make that this year, so we figured we'd better schedule that before.
That's a very good planning.
Yeah.
I said if we have to start planning
Lauren's the brains of the operation. Remember that. The wife gets all the credit for that.
So obviously still registration for that. How
Wahoo
they pouring in?
Yeah, it was very good. At the end of the year, we had a price break, and I don't know. That's above my pay grade, but I get the emails, and it seemed like we had a lot there that week between Christmas and New Year's. And we get a couple every day, but it's the largest Wahoo tournament in the world. It's you try to be humble, but I think it's the one everybody looks forward to, and I think we'll have a good turnout. I think we'll have a good turnout as always, and we get through that in January, February, February, March. We'll have lots of pictures and lots of things to talk about. We weigh them in literally a half a mile from here.
That's right.
So,
maybe we'll be live over there.
Yeah, you never know.
We do. Let's go fishing live.
Yeah,
for sure. All right. Well, Paul Dozier, I appreciate you stopping by. Happy New Year. Enjoy you like the Jags this weekend?
You know what? I kind of do. I've been the guy that's questioned the Jags. I keep thinking. All right, they're gonna get killed by Denver. Well, this is a game in Indy. It's a trap game. They're definitely gonna. It wouldn't surprise me. They played about as bad as they could. They still won. That's a sign of a good team. Then they seem to be doing to the bad teams what they're supposed to do.
Yeah.
And I mean, why not, man? Go Jags. I can't wait. I've never been so excited for a Jags game. I mean,
really?
Yeah. I mean, I just we had a great time last weekend, and we're gonna have a great time this weekend. We're gonna have planning tailgates a week ahead. So
that's awesome.
And you can't be mad at being on a Sunday at 1 o'clock.
Oh, it's perfect.
Let's go. You've done it how many weeks now?
I don't know, but I don't want a night game, man. I'm too old for that stuff, and it makes for a really bad next day. The Mondays after Sunday at 1 are bad enough. The 8:30, the Monday Night Football Tuesday is really rough taking the kids to school.
Yeah, the kids fired up though. That's what I love. You can feel all the kids are fired up about this team.
The kids are fired up, but when you start talking about $800, $1,000 tickets, the kids might be staying with grandma.
Man.
That's right. Actually, a quick moment on that. Why did the tickets were way up Monday? Mm-hmm. Now kind of settling back down. I think they're around $220 or so for the upper deck.
Yeah, I think that there's only a certain amount of people. The payers are going to pay, right? So everybody got fired up. The Buffalo fans came in and ran the market up. They're good travelers, great fan base, of course. Again, like we said forever, there's only so many people that can afford it, and there's only so many people that are going to pay. My guess is it comes down a little more, and then Sunday morning or Saturday night it kind of levels off and maybe creeps back up. the bottom feeders are waiting to try to get the. I mean, it's true.
And
I
don't blame them.
I don't blame them either. I mean, it was at one point the cheapest upper deck ticket was $386 was the most I saw for the cheapest get in. And now I think you can get one for $220.
Yeah, $220.
Yeah,
which overall for a playoff game in the NFL is not bad.
Not bad.
Right? I know it's still a lot of money, but it's not bad. All right, Paul Dozier, thanks, man. Nimnick Buick GMC, by the way, go visit them. NimnickBuickGMC.com. You can visit them off Phillips Highway. And don't forget our friends at Armor Guard Exteriors as well, right there on St. John's Bluff Road. GunnerHelmetOfNorthFlorida.com. 25% off here in 2026 if you tell them Brent and Austen and the Action Sports Jacks team sent them your way. Let's go fishing each and every Thursday, presented by Armor Guard Exteriors and Nimnick Buick GMC. Jim Nantz scheduled to join us right after this. He'll be at the bank on Sunday calling the game on CBS 47. Most of us know how to throw. But you need to know what to throw. I'm not talking about footballs, baseballs, softballs. We're talking about those items you need to recycle. Republic Services explains it easy. Recycling simplified. 1. Know what to throw. When in doubt, throw it out. 2. Empty, clean, and dry those materials. It takes an extra minute, but it makes a big difference. And 3. Don't bag it. This makes the recycling process faster and more efficient.
Recording in progress.
This is a look at the Republic Services North Florida Recycling Center. You can make this process even more efficient. By utilizing those 3 steps, Republic Services can help you become a better recycler in your home. Learn more at recyclingsimplified.com.
What a throw! Touchdown, Jaguars!
We're coming for you.
They're going to get him on the ground, and that's going to end the ball game. We showed no mercy. Lawrence looking deep in the end zone. Touchdown! Duval! ETN is going to take it all the way!
Right here on CBS 47.
CBS 47.
Right here.
Your official station of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
And the Jaguars strike first.
Go Jags.
You have the opportunity to explore what you might want to do with your life.
There's so many opportunities here that it can spark interest that you didn't even know you had.
If you don't see a pit, it ain't legit. When you hear that, you think Bono's Pit Barbecue, a staple in Northeast Florida now for 75 years. A place that feels like home with friendly service, a meeting place for friends, family, or business occasions. On the menu, the corn nuggets are a favorite in our house, but there's something for everyone. Sandwiches, platters, salads, sides, desserts, and family feasts. You see Bono's all over the place in Northeast Florida. You know, there are almost 20 locations in the Jacksonville area now, so stop on by, sit down, and dine in with Bono's. You can also take it to go. There are drive-thrus in many of the locations, and they have delivery options too. Just download the Bono's app to make things easy. I signed up for the loyalty program, and you can too, to get special offers. If Jacksonville is home, few things feel more Jacksonville than Bono's Pit Barbecue. Celebrate 75 years and many more to come. Bono's Pit Barbecue. If you don't see a pit, it ain't legit.
People helping people. It's at the core of what Alive Credit Union is all about, and it's been that way for over 70 years. From the start in 1954 to today, the mission remains to inspire financial wellness and give you a financially fit lifestyle. Alive Credit Union and its employees are committed to not only serving their valued members, but also our community here in Northeast Florida. I had a chance to see that commitment firsthand as Alive partnered with our Action Sports Jacks 24/7 team to bring you Armada men's and women's soccer broadcasts. Inside the 18, it is a shot, and it's a goal! Chloe Chivers! And that connection to the community continues with Alive Credit Union's support of the Police Athletic League of Jacksonville. Alive Credit Union's commitment to our community also involves serving the financial needs of all first responders through the recent merger partnership with City and Police Federal Credit Union. Join the community and become a member of Alive Credit Union today. Find out the many ways you can be inspired in financial wellness at alivecu.coop.
Welcome inside the Armor Guard exterior and gutter helmet showroom. There's a lot going on, like glass exteriors, replacement windows, and down there we have the retractable screens and awnings, plus hurricane protection. Let's talk more about those gutters, and to do that, we bring in Kevin. He's the owner, he's the expert. Why Gutter Helmet?
Well, Gutter Helmet's truly the only maintenance-free product. It lets the trash and debris go on the ground, the water wraps around and goes inside. Unlike filters, they sit on top of the gutters, and the trash and debris build up on top of filters, which requires maintenance. With Gutter Helmet, we're going to keep you off the ladder, the most dangerous thing in your garage. With Gutter Helmet, you'll never clean your gutters again. So get off the ladder and put on the helmet. Gutter Helmet.
Get a free estimate at gutterhelmetofnorthflorida.com. You can also call 904-762-7779 or visit the showroom on St. John's Bluff Road in Jacksonville.
Welcome back to the Brent and Austen Show, streaming on the Action Sports Jax 24/7 network.
Good to see the CBS Sports trucks in town. This was yesterday. I think Marcel took some video of the trucks, and they will be here, of course, for Sunday's game. 1 o'clock kick between the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Buffalo Bills. Jim Nantz, Tony Romo, Tracy Wolfson, part of the team, and they will be on the call for the game. And again, I think it's the first time that crew has been in Jacksonville since 2018, first month of the year. I think they were there for the Patriots and Jags kind of rematch. But we will ask Jim Nantz. We're scheduled to have the legendary voice of CBS Sports on with us here in a little bit. So stay tuned for that. Everybody else want to ask questions? Am I going to have to ask everybody's questions? Maybe I just won't ask a question.
Jags for Life James took mine. That's what I was going to ask him. What moment sticks out to you? Like gosh, he's got so many of them, but like, you know, everyone's got that one in the chamber where it's like, this is the moment that I remember.
He's probably got. I'm sure he's had to think about that. Right?
Of course, he's had time.
Because, you know, I wonder if he misses basketball a bit because he's obviously paired off basketball.
Well, he's a big Houston basketball guy too.
But now he can go, and he's been able to go on their runs.
Have you seen their kind of whole experience now at Houston for the basketball games?
I haven't.
They do a great job of like crowd interaction and stuff.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's starting to become like a really hard place to play.
What do you I think fans really get fired up, the fact that Nantz and Romo and Wolfson or Tracy Wolfson are calling the game.
Yeah, I mean, I was talking to Susnick between a break. Like, to me, and once again, you know, I'm not like the biggest, like, oh, this color commentator, this play-by-play, but like, to me, Nantz and Romo are the gold standard. I get that Romo's not for everybody, but I really enjoy Romo because I think you have the professionalism of Nantz, obviously, and he's the gold standard. And then Romo is like, you know, he's the former player, but it's like you're sitting in a bar watching the game with them.
Well, in many ways, Tony Romo has changed the game, right? I mean, I think it's the reason why we had Drew Brees here last week with Fox Crew, and then also, Tom Brady. I think he kind of opened the door for being like, hey, this is fun. Now, again, I guess I say that. I guess to this new wave. For a long time, it's been like that.
Yeah.
But I think it's a big deal having this crew here in Jacksonville, and I know the fans are fired up for it just because, well, it's a huge game. I just asked Paul this earlier. He said he's looking forward to this game maybe more than any other game. And I think the vibe for that is, again, the Jags have been good enough to be in this spot now for the third time in the last decade, which is amazing because in the last decade, the Jags also have like the 7th worst record of any NFL team.
Yeah.
But they've given us these moments in 2017, 2022, and 2025. I think the difference here is you go into this postseason with confidence that this football team is playing some of the best football in the NFL. And that brings with it a lot of confidence and, of course, the way Trevor Lawrence is playing. And I think we have Jim Nantz right here now, and he joins us on the Brent and Austen Show on the Action Sports Jax 24/7 network. We'll have the call on CBS at 1 o'clock, and we can't wait for it. Jim, thanks for joining us for a few minutes here today on a Thursday.
Hey, listen, I appreciate you guys having me on here. I'm kind of absorbing a lot of those positive vibes I'm hearing out of you guys in Q. So thanks for having me on, man. I'm so stoked about coming down for this game. This was the game that last week we were in Denver for Week 18 as Denver's trying to lock up the 1 seed. And our crew sat around and we were talking about all the possible matchups and made it very clear. The game that I really hoped would fall in place would beat Buffalo as the 6 against Jacksonville the 3, and that we would get that game. So I was thrilled when Sunday night I got the news that this was in fact our game. So super fired up about it. Ready to rep the Jags to the national audience watching a playoff game. They haven't gotten enough love from anybody, I don't believe, and we'll do them justice. I can promise you that.
Yeah, we can't wait. I know so many can't wait for it. Refresh my memory, but I think I'm correct. Is this your first time in Jacksonville since 2018, that rematch of the AFC Championship game with the Patriots? Does that sound familiar?
I think that's it. That was a week 2 game, national doubleheader, second week of the season. Of course, we had ridden with them in the playoffs the season before, including the Buffalo matchup in the wild card game down there. And then, of course, we had them almost beat New England at Gillette Stadium with that 10-point lead in the fourth quarter. But I believe this is our first game in Jacksonville since that game against New England.
Jim, when you see how these playoffs have shaken out and everything, obviously it's a quarterback-driven league. Well, we see Patrick Mahomes not in it, Joe Burrow not in it, Lamar Jackson not in it, and there's a lot of new blood. Is that going to hurt the playoffs? Is that going to help the playoffs now going forward because you do have some new blood? And obviously how big of this is to put Trevor Lawrence now on a national stage and on the map?
Well, it's big. It's huge for him. And you're probably talking in terms of, is it good as far as television ratings and things like that?
Yeah.
Look, the NFL is just it's just everything it touches turns to gold right now. The ratings are so spiked, they're so high. I don't personally get caught up in that. I'm there for just boil it down to calling and documenting a great game. But I think the audience will be there. I really do. I just think that the momentum from the season has been so large. And if I may brag, I know I just made one statement. I don't really follow it, but I will say this, that yesterday CBS released the results for the regular season. We have primarily the AFC package with a few crossovers. I know you guys know how that works. But we had the most watched regular season game of all time, which was our Thanksgiving presentation of Kansas City at Dallas, 57 million people. The biggest window in the NFL, despite what people say, there's a lot of great marketing or poor marketing, depending on how you want to look at it, because people will talk about Sunday Night Football is the number one show in America, number one primetime show. It is. But the number one window for the NFL is not Sunday night. It's 425. I mean, it's by, I just saw the numbers yesterday. It's by like, on average, 6 million, I believe it is, bigger viewers at 425 than there is on Sunday night. Sunday night, you've got people fighting for the remote. People have been watching football all day. Maybe they're watching something else. But we had the biggest window, and we outnumbered Fox when they have the 425. As you guys know, we alternate. And it's the first time since we got back in the NFL in '98 that the AFC package on CBS defeated Fox's NFC package. I'm not bragging. I'm just stating facts here. And and I'm backing up your point, is that there's such an interest in the NFL right now that people are buying whatever they're being presented. They want to see it. And if I was a fan and I wasn't in this industry, I would be at home really super jazzed to see Jacksonville in this stage, to see Trevor Lawrence in this moment, to see him going against Josh, see all the attention that Buffalo's getting and how little attention I feel like Jacksonville's getting. I think it's going to be an incredible scene. I think a lot of people will watch.
Yeah, I'm a TV guy, and I was surprised by that 425 nugget as well. That came out recently, and that's pretty cool. Jim Nantz with us here on the Brent and Austen Show on the Action Sports Jax 24/7 network. Obviously, locally, you can watch the game and listen to Jim and Tony Romo and Tracy Wolfson on CBS 47. You said earlier we're going to do Jacksonville justice. And listen, I know you go into every game and you're telling both sides of the story, but what does that look like? There's Josh Allen's the reigning NFL MVP. You've got new kids on the block and Liam Cohen, and obviously Trevor Lawrence is the national name. I think people around here realize that, but he might be one of the only national names here on this Jacksonville Jaguars roster. So how do you guys approach that from a production standpoint, what you've been putting into this week to kind of tell both sides of the story?
For me, it really gets going good tomorrow around noon. We'll be on campus at the Jags facility. We'll go to practice. They let us in. And then we'll sit down and we're going to meet with Liam and Trevor and a bunch of other guys. And I'll get the face-to-face interviews going. No cameras, just a chance to get some thoughts 48 hours before kickoff, where their minds are. But this is not going to be stilted toward, any one side. It's not going to be just about Buffalo's journey to finally get back to a Super Bowl and get Josh Allen in a Super Bowl for the first time. We'll do justice to them too. But I do think there's a lot of intrigue and mystery around this team and why it's clicked and why it's doing so well. And I'm looking forward to getting to know Liam Cohen a little bit tomorrow. So they've accomplished a lot. I got asked yesterday, who are the most underrated teams of the 14 in the postseason? I said Jacksonville's one. I think Houston, even though Houston gets more national exposures, I think Houston's undervalued in some respects. And I think the Chargers are a little bit too. And maybe I'm basing it on the fact that, we get to do the A game for CBS, and our crew did not see Jacksonville. And as you documented, we haven't seen Jacksonville in a long time. We didn't see Houston this year. Houston never, for whatever reason, got the A game on CBS. And until week 18, when the Chargers sat everybody, we'd not seen the Chargers as our primary game all year long. And I think all three of them, particularly this team, has been underappreciated. America doesn't know about Brenton Strange. I mean, the guy's had a tremendous year. I think he's one of the best tight ends in football. I've actually said that in a few updates this year. Watch out for him. This guy is really coming on. People just don't know about him. And look, everybody top to bottom in that organization, from the new coach to the quarterback to the general manager, they've hit on a lot of things. I mean, the Jacoby Myers trade obviously was a great move. I'm excited about seeing Travis Etienne, seeing his career kind of go places where when he got drafted in that first round alongside Trevor, that, we kind of thought this is what it might look like. And now we're seeing what I kind of thought it might look like back in 21 when they were drafted. So, yeah, it's exciting. Fun team. Really fun team. And I think they'll play well.
Jim, when we talk about just what you've meant to sports, I mean, you've been the soundtrack to so many great moments. I know we don't have you for a lot of time, so I have to ask this question and everything, man. What has been your favorite sports call? What's the first one that comes to mind? Not your best, but your favorite sports call.
Well, thank you for the generous comments here. You're very gracious. I just got off the phone with my old basketball colleague, Grant Hill, about 20 minutes ago. He was out playing golf with Vince Carter. And they're great buddies, Duke, North Carolina, and they've known about that friendship for a long time. So they hang out a lot together. Vince Carter is an owner of the Buffalo Bills. Did you know that?
I had no idea.
He's got a stake in the game with the Bills. He's going to be at the game, and he's wanting to say hello in the booth before the game, and I'd love to see him. But my point is, I love my 37 years of being a part of the NCAA tournament and broadcasting and calling 32 Final Fours and national championships. And I love the NFL, man. I get there 5 hours early and watch a stadium come to life. And you guys are probably aware golf is in my blood. I mean, golf is in my heart. Like it fuels me. It's like oxygen to me. I need golf like I need oxygen. But I am a father of three, so most of my career has been built around those sports: the NCAA basketball and Final Four, golf, and the NFL. And I love them all like I love my three kids. I really do.
I like that. By the way, you or Romo going to win 18 holes, maybe Saturday or whatever?
No
time.
I would not bring my golf clubs on this trip. No way.
Come on, you got to do it.
I'm looking forward to seeing some family that's down there in Duval. And in fact, I'm sure my cousin John is probably listening right now. I'm looking forward to seeing John and Debbie and my cousin Robin. I got my old roommate from the University of Houston, Blaine McAllister, lives down there. So I'm going to spend my spare time, there's not much, visiting friends and family.
I like that. You've played at the stadium.
Getting rid of this cough that's just hit me since I've come on the air here with you guys.
Hey,
but
that's okay.
My favorite event I ever did. It's a hard one to say, but I've been called 7 Super Bowls, and that's a gift that everyone I treasure. The most recent one was Kansas City and San Francisco that went to overtime. That's one of my favorites. But in golf, I got to see Tiger win his first green jacket, his first major in '97. Called it a win for the ages. Got to see him come back when everybody had given up on him in 2019. The return to glory. I mean, I've had 40 years at the Masters. I've loved every minute of it. All of it's been a dream. Honest to gosh, I'm so grateful. I don't know what my favorite one is. There was a joke one time. That was on our air. It's way before your time, but it was an old actor named Phil Harris. And we used to do the Crosby Golf Tournament. Phil Harris was a movie star. He was Bing Crosby's best friend. And after Bing Crosby passed away, he was up in the booth. And he kind of played back in the days when people actually thought it was funny when people played like they were big drinkers, and boozers, and they would kind of make, now it's not cool. Now it's not cool. But Jack Lemmon hit a shot at 18 at Pebble Beach, down on the ocean, bounced on the rocks. And Summerall intoned on the broadcast, "That's Lemon on the rocks." And Ken Venturi said, "Sounds like a drink I had last night in the tap room." And speaking of which, now I'm at 15 on those days. I'm not in the 18th tower. And then speaking of that, Phil Harris is sitting alongside, repping the late Bing Crosby. He said, "I've been meaning to ask you for a long time, Phil Harris, what's your favorite drink?" And he said, "The next one." Spoken like a true drunk. Which he was again, playing it like it was cool. The next one. So, like, when people ask what's my favorite event, I've always thought of that. It's the next one. You know what my favorite event is? Jacksonville hosting the Buffalo Bills this weekend, man. I am so stoked I can hardly sleep about it. And I feel fortunate that after 40 years, I still feel that love and excitement and energy. And I really, truly do feel that about this game. It's the next one. And it might be the best one. It might be epic. I think it's going to be pretty darn good.
Well, you might get a chance to call a 67, 68, 70-yard field goal with Cam Little, so make sure you work on that call.
Guy? What is going on? I mean, crazy. What he did in preseason, what he did last week. I can't wait to go to practice and watch a few of those kicks live and in person. I've had some fun memories in that stadium, though, and it has been a while. But I'm looking forward to getting back there. I really am. And I wish it was more often on our radar. I lived in Pebble Beach full-time for 11 years, and now I'm part-time there, and my primary residence is in the AFC North. I live in Nashville. Okay, so we're here in the homeland of the Titans. And since I made this kind of my primary, it was a proximity fix for me. I needed something on this side of the country. And I love the people here in Nashville, just so super nice. It was a great move for me on a lot of fronts. But since I moved here, I've been through 5 NFL seasons. I have not had one Titans game. And not that I expected to come here and see the Titans 4 times a year, but I'm still waiting for that first Jacksonville at Tennessee 425 game on CBS. You know, if we see the Jags go out there and win the Super Bowl, all bets are off on how much national exposure they get. I mean, it changes everything. If you're the champs, and this team's good enough to be the champs, if they're the champs, all of a sudden they become TV gold, and you're the beneficiary of it the next year when the schedule comes out. And all of a sudden, you're going to want to put Jacksonville in if you're these networks, not just CBS, you're going to want to put them in your primary spots, the windows.
Absolutely. All right, we're going to let Jim Nantz go in a minute, but I'm going to do something here because I've read so much about you, Jim, as a longtime guy in this business and top-notch human being. I won't make you blush, but I've read so many kind stories about you, and I'm going to follow in your footsteps here and try to pay it forward a little bit. We got a young man here, Noah Schlicksup, that does a lot of work with us. He has done a tremendous job. He's been calling games since he was 12 years old, and now he's still calling games.
Yeah.
And so I'm gonna give him a chance to ask you a question, if you don't mind.
This is unbelievable. Noah, are you going to be at the game on Sunday?
Oh yeah, I am.
Well, that's where I'm going to meet with you. I'm so backlogged. I'm very proud of Noah. He is like, you know how you have age groups and you're ranked at 18 years old or 17 years old. You're the top ranked 17-year-old tennis player in the country. Noah is number one in America in his age group. He is. He's launching a.
That's high praise. I love it.
All right, get that. I'm going to answer it, Noah. Go ahead, buddy.
Well, first of all, I appreciate that. That's going to look great on my LinkedIn page.
I love it.
Second of all, you mentioned all the big events that you've called over the years, the Masters, the NCAA Championship, the Super Bowl. But during your career, how did you learn to call the big moments in those games?
It takes a lot of reps. I'm still working and fine-tuning it and trying to nail it. I am constantly reminding myself that I'm working in a visual medium, that I don't have to be wall-to-wall, and I don't want to drown the audience in just a barrage of words. And I want to play with the sound that's in the arena, the crowd noise, and the pictures, and let them tell the story. Be a caption writer to some extent. It's interesting, Noah. Most of the time, you don't know what's going to happen at the end. There are exceptions where you start thinking about what's that last scene of the movie going to look like. Tiger, 1997. I stayed up all night thinking about that last putt. He's going to win. He's got a 6-shot lead. He's just shot 66 and 65 the last 2 days. What's that going to look like? This moment's going to outlast us all. That clip is going to be around forever. I've got to have the perfect summation as succinctly as I can possibly make it. And I fretted over it, and I've landed on a win for the ages. So did I pre-plan it? Darn right I did, as anyone I think would have in that moment if they were being truthful. I didn't want to just have that moment arrive and think, oh, what do I say now? You know, I wanted to be able to define it. And now riding off into the sunset 200 years from now when they come on the air with the Masters grand opening tees, that clip's going to be in there because it's that big. It's going to last forever. And guess what? As soon as he knocks it in, 200 years from now, you're still going to hear, there it is, the win for the ages. But most of the time, you don't know what's going to happen. Most of the time, you want it to be organic. And the game's going to end and or the golf tournament's going to end, and you want to be able to have something in, out that fits the moment. More meat on the bones than it's over or there's your champion. You need something that hopefully drops in your head out of the sky at the last minute, and it works. Trust me, they don't all work. I go back and look at them later and think, could have done a little bit better with that. You know, I'm a second guesser of my own work, as I think all perfectionists are. And, you know, you just try your best. I've been fortunate, Noah, like you will, to get a lot of opportunity, a lot of moments that have played out in front of me, and it's given me an opportunity to try to fine tune it. I'm still working on it. Let's put it that way. 66. I started at CBS when I was 26. So I've seen a lot, and there's a lot more I want to see. And doggone it, I want to see a lot of trips to Jacksonville. And I'm not playing to the audience here. It's close by. I got family and friends there. I like the fan base. I love all this Duval chant and talk. And I pull for communities that it means something extra when a group represents them and everybody feels like it's a part of them. Does that make sense? Buffalo has that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Buffaloans find their identity in the Bills. They really do. That community, the Bills is a part of their life. They may never meet a single player, but they're part of their family. And I see that in Jacksonville. And there's some big cities where the connection with the team is lost. They love their team, but we got the Lakers. We got all these other things going on here. We got USC, UCLA. But, Jacksonville, this is like they're repping you guys in a way.
Yeah.
And Duval, like people look it up, like, what does that mean? Oh, okay, playing Duval County, and that's part of the longtime champ. What is it? I'm into those markets where the team truly is important to the community, and that's what I feel like you guys have. I know you have.
Yeah, those small market teams,
You nailed it.
Yeah.
You nailed it.
Well, I was going to say, Jim, in closing real quick, because you do a lot of research and everything, based off of what you've done, the research with the Jacksonville Jaguars so far, if a casual comes up to you on the street and they're not familiar with the Jacksonville Jaguars, what's the first thing that you say about this team to describe them?
I think they're fearless. There's no situation that for them feels too big. When you notice that this year, I think was when they went out to San Francisco. Like they like who expected that? And then I saw it coming with the game at Denver. Fast forward to late in the season, no one was talking up Jacksonville before that game. No one. Broncos have this home winning streak, overall win streak. It was viewed again. I'm poaching off of all of the hot takes that I see on TV. I'm listening to the national media. I mean, how many people pick Jacksonville outside of maybe people there in the home area that got to know them and knew what they were about? No one picked them. I mean, they've had some wins this year that I think, without knowing Liam Cohen really very much at all, I think that they have reflected his personality, best I can tell. He's a pretty fearless guy. I mean, go back to what that little confrontation he had with Robert Saleh early in the year. Like what first year coach
you gotta be fearless
does
against
that?
him.
So I think that they're fearless. And in this game, I think you would have that one as one of your top 5 things you like your team to be. So now they got Buffalo coming to town. Are they scared of the Bills and all the talk that this is going to be Josh Allen's year? By the way, maybe it is Josh's year. Great guy, by the way. Great organization. I see him a lot. Somebody said to me, a Buffalo writer said, I've called their last 9 postseason games. And I haven't fact-checked that yet. That sounded a little high to me, but he said that's what it was. I have a lot of respect and admiration for them. But is Jacksonville scared of the fact that Buffalo's coming in and playing them this week? Not a chance. Not at all. So I think we're going to have a whale of a ball game. I really do. And I'm glad the weather's going to be good. And I count my blessings that I get a chance to be there, that I got a ticket.
Yeah,
I really do.
We'll see you there. Great characterization. I love the word fearless. Jim Nantz, thanks for obliging and joining us for a few minutes. We can't wait to see you on Sunday and listen and watch on CBS 47.
You come down and see me in the booth. The booth is open, okay? And Noah, I'll drop you a line. You come on down. I'll be in that booth at least 2 hours before kickoff.
I appreciate that.
I'll be in the
there.
trucks 4 hours before kickoff, hanging out with the producer. But I'll be there, and I hope I get to see all 3 of you.
Yeah, I know you guys didn't know that was coming, but I appreciate you doing that, Jim. Thanks. We'll
Thanks,
see you on
guys.
Sunday.
Thanks for having me on.
Thank you, man.
Appreciate you.
bet.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. We often say you're the best to kind of leave. I mean, he literally is the best, and we appreciate him doing that. Look at the comments we have, and I think people love Jim Nantz and terrific background, and I love the passion he still has. I mean, he's obviously got an unbelievable job, and he's earned that, but you can really feel the passion.
Yeah,
to come down here to Jacksonville, call this game, and see what the Jags are all about against Buffalo.
Listen, I could have talked to him for an hour, man. I just love.
I was getting nervous. I was like, I got to get you out of here, Jim,
yeah,
or you'll never come back on the show.
Yeah. No, I mean he's having fun, but like. There's special types of guys that can set up a story, that can tell a story, and Jim Nantz is obviously one of those guys, man, and I'm sure he's got stories for days. So That was really cool.
Yeah. There you go, Noah. Thanks for jumping in. I didn't know if we're going to be able to make that work.
Nicely done.
And by the way, this will tell you how good of a guy Jim is. He has texted back and forth with Noah in the past.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't know if he'd know, actually.
Noah, I would clip that.
But he obviously did.
I would clip that shout out from Jim Nantz, and I would get that on the interwebs as quickly as possible for your resume, man.
Yeah,
that
that's
was high praise.
That was big. I think I can send that to future employers. You know,
There you go. There you go.
Man.
Get that.
get the letter of recommendation from Brent Martineau and that clip from Jim Nantz.
That's
just
right.
put it in there.
But just make sure you get all our stuff out on social media before you do that. All right, let's take a break. Can we come back, play a little Jacksonville feud? And again, thanks to Jim Nantz for stopping by here on the show. That was awesome and should be a fun one. I think he's absolutely right, too. We've been saying this all week. I think this is a fantastic matchup. We could look back at this game Monday into Tuesday, I guess, when Monday Night Football's over and say this was the game of the weekend. Now we just hope the Jags are on the right side of the scoreboard. We'll be back. Brent and Austen Show, Action Sports Jacks, 24/7 Network.
Choose your own adventure. It's not just a saying, but a way of life here at Cycles of Jacksonville. And whether it's 2 wheels or 4 wheels, at Cycles of Jacksonville, a great adventure awaits. With brands like Honda, Vespa, Segway, and Triumph, Cycles of Jacksonville has you covered with their inventory featuring a 60,000 square foot building. If 4 wheels is more your thing, check out the largest selection of Honda Talons in the entire county. No matter what you're looking for, Cycles of Jacksonville is going to have the selection you need, all with great financing and rebates. Plus, if you're active duty military, Cycles of Jacksonville will offer you 0% financing along with great discounts for military and first responders. And when you want to get off the road and set sail, Cycles of Jacksonville has you covered with everything you need to get on the water. So if you're ready for a great adventure, let Cycles of Jacksonville be your guide. Located off Atlantic Boulevard, or check out their website at cyclesofjacksonville.com.
How do we make Mason's famous lobster rolls? It's simple. We get up before dawn, head into the open waters of Maine, haul in our traps by hand, and send only the best straight to our restaurants, where we add warm butter or chilled mayo with a squeeze of lemon and pile it on a toasted split-top roll, just like it's been done for nearly a century. That's the recipe for Mason's famous lobster rolls.
What's been going on?
We're both dealing with a lot of guilt right now.
Can't sleep, can't eat.
eating.
See that brand new Hyundai Santa Fe? We only paid $100 for it.
Looks like we're out of time. Breathing exercises. Inhale, exhale.
Enjoy the new car.
Okay, thanks.
Deal so right, it almost feels wrong. The Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Get a Hyundai Santa Fe with 0% APR for 60 months, plus 0 payments for 90 days, or get $3,500 bonus cash. Hurry in.
Grab some friends and go to a restaurant, or head out for a drink and some conversation. Watch your favorite team play on the big screen. Or how about play some games? You can do all of that in one night at Best Bet. Each location has a different vibe, its own personality, like here at the original Best Bet in Orange Park. When you walk through these doors, everybody knows your name. And here in St. Augustine, it's the newest location. Play some poker. How about the table games? And don't forget about Ace's Sports Bar and Grill. And then there's the Jacksonville location, right here on Monument Road. It's the biggest poker room in the state of Florida. Maybe you'll find yourself a seat right here at the final table. Best Bet, where you can have the best of times. And that makes you always go home a winner. Try any of the 3 locations, and you can always visit bestbetjacks.com.
Year 2 is in the books for the Jacksonville Armada women's under-23 squad, taking another step forward in the Women's Premier Soccer League. Under the guidance of head coach David Goff, the girls in blue went undefeated at home for a second straight season, including a dramatic draw in the opener.
And they've left it to the death. Unbelievable stuff.
And a late winner to end the season at home.
Headed on. Here's a chance. Gianna Ramirez brings it down, still alive, takes a shot, and into the back of the net.
After fielding a younger roster in 2025 with talent from all across Northeast Florida, the future is bright for the Armada women's team. We highlight the ladies and all things Jacksonville Armada each week on Fleet and Footy on the Action Sports Jacks 24/7 network.
put one in the back of the net for you.
Join us for player profiles, fun interviews, and the very latest on the fleet and all things footy. That's every Thursday at 2 p.m.
Hey guys, we got a new player today. I hear he's pretty good.
Heard this guy played in the NFL.
I think he's an MMA fighter. I've actually been on his show, the Brent and Austen show.
Football and fighting, that's the easy part. Let's see if I still have it on the ice. What the heck, man? Who is this guy? He's saving everything.
Leave the hockey to the pros, man. It's hockey season. Come on out and see the Icemen play. Get your tickets at JacksonvilleIcemen.com.
Welcome back to the Brent and Austen Show, streaming on the Action Sports Jax 24/7 network.
All right, we're still talking about Jim Nantz in the commercial break. A lot of fun. Always go back and find it, by the way, in podcast form, wherever you find your podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spotify. I appreciate everybody checking out the podcast number. It's been really good, so go back and listen. Usually it gets up there by 1:30, so each and every day you can listen to hour by hour of the show or go find your favorite spot with the podcast, and it's always up there on YouTube and social media as well. Replays on the Action Sports Jax 24/7 network, and you can bet we'll be using a little bit of that interview with Jim Nantz tonight on our CBS 47 and Fox 30 channels throughout the weekend with Chase for the Championship. And on Sunday morning, by the way, we go an hour on Countdown to Kickoff from the stadium on CBS 47, and then a 90-minute post-game show as well. So if you missed any of Jim Nantz, you can go back and find it. We've had some good stuff on this week with what I would call good stuff. Not great, good. Don't want to oversell it. Anthony Campanile and Grant Udinsky, a lot of people enjoying that interview as much as I did. Really enjoyed it in real time with those guys, and that was a lot of fun. Tomorrow, by the way, fellas, looks like we'll have Mitch Morse join the show. And Morse is a cool part of this football game in a way because he played for Buffalo, then came over to Jacksonville, so he's familiar with a lot of the Jaguars. And we will talk to Mitch Morse. Plan about 11 o'clock is still setting that one up. But that will be cool to have the center for the Jaguars on last year.
Yeah, it was great to have the appetizer of Jim Nantz. Now we go for the main course. That is Casey Kurtz, man. How we doing? I like that promo. The mic's not even on.
Mike's not
It's on. It's on.
Zoom in. Can you zoom in? I want to see it in real time.
You want to see it in real time?
Yep.
Or you're not going to really see it.
You can't really zoom.
Just chop it.
Yeah, they're
just going to cut
those
to
cameras are cheap garbage. You can't. He's got to pull it.
If I didn't have to pay you so much, I'd probably spend more on the camera.
How's that, buddy?
Hey, good news, guys. New camera's coming soon.
Hey, coming soon. There we go. More in the budget.
Oh,
not playing stadium.
Good. Glad you asked.
Tony, I wonder how good Nantz is at golf. Because he's got a hole in the backyard. I saw him, in Pebble. I actually, when we played Pebble, we were eating lunch near the par 3, and I saw him and his son. And I didn't go up to him and bother him. But I saw him and his son there.
I'd assume he's good.
And, I would think he's pretty. I mean, again, he was a good player back in the day, too.
Yeah.
So he has a good base to start from. It's not like he just picked up golf. But you appreciate how passionate he is about golf. He loves it.
Yeah.
It's like he said, it's in his blood. So that's
cool. Shout out to him for telling a golf story I was actually interested in. That was great.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
You didn't have to counter with a wrestling one.
Well, I was literally going to say, the question was going to be, give me your best moment non-golf related. But then I just kind of let him go with this thing. And then, it was actually a really cool story. So,
there's one question I actually kind of wanted to ask and I didn't get to, and it's probably a million, right? But I was going to bring you up a little bit because I think Paramount just did UFC, right? There's a relationship there.
Oh, is he going to call the?
No, so I said I wanted to know. I was like, what's the sporting event that you haven't called?
Yeah.
That you would kind of like to call, like just even it could be anything. It could be curling in the Olympics, to a UFC fight or boxing, or because going way back to broadcasters, if you called a big boxing match, man, you were kind of king of the world.
Yeah.
and or if baseball ever he flirted with.
Yeah.
From that standpoint, these guys are so versatile.
Yeah.
As good as they are, I wonder. So maybe next time.
Damn, well, that's what we're gonna do, because we can have 3 cornermen in my corner.
Yeah.
Have Jim Nantz in my corner, and then when they announce my fight, which might be happening, later on in the year.
Might have just happened during the show.
Might happen in the show. But so when we do that, instead of like, hey, Bruce Buffer, go and take it easy, have Jim Nantz come in there and announce me in front of the world.
That would be good.
Fired.
I get fired? You think
Dana
Dana
would jump the cage and be like, you don't work here anymore.
With Nantz, though?
Yeah, I think so.
Dana doesn't care, does he?
They pay money.
He does make a
the
lot
fighters,
of money.
so
Yeah, that's true. But the Paramount relationship might help. That's a CBS
Good point.
thing. So
the one thing I wanted to ask him, because obviously we just didn't have
you
the
don't
time.
say hello,
'cause
friends, in the UFC fight.
We don't say hello, friends, at all.
I thought I was proud of us that we didn't mention hello, friends, in an interview. I guarantee it's 9 out of 10 interviews he does.
There's no doubt.
Or we could have been like, goodbye, friend, as he left.
Maybe I missed
How
my
cheesy would that? And I think we're okay, Brent. And thank God you didn't ask him to, like and subscribe to our show too as well. Thanks for not doing that. The one question I was going to ask him, because we live with teal glasses here, who do you think the country's cheering for more against the Jaguars and the Bills? Because we can say, okay, the Jaguars are the underdog or anything, but I feel like there's some love for the Bills to finally get over the hump.
It's a good one.
So who do you think? Back after this mess, you want to take a commercial break here?
Anytime you ask a Jags question like this, I just don't want to sit there and be like, am
Jacksonville.
I coming with the home review of this as a Jags?
I think it's the Bills. I'll just jump.
I think people want Josh Allen. I think they really like Josh Allen. I think he's a likable guy.
Yeah.
And I think I don't, but people like the mainstays. See, the beauty of this playoff, much like the beauty of the college football playoff, is we've got new teams in it. And I love that. Kind of like what Jim Nantz just said about places that community is really involved in football and it means something to them. So these moments are huge, like Jacksonville, like Buffalo. But I do think the population, TV execs to some degree, they love the Josh Allen part. They love that storyline. They want to follow that storyline. They're familiar with it. And let's say this, I don't think there's anything polarizing at all about Josh Allen. I think he's a fantastic player and looks like a cool guy. And if he was your quarterback, you'd love it.
Sure.
So there's nothing to hate on Josh Allen about.
Yeah.
This isn't I'm sick of Patrick Mahomes, right? This isn't I'm sick of Tom Brady. This isn't I don't like Baker Mayfield because of whatever. This is I can root for that guy. So
Yeah.
I think Casey's right. I think Buffalo will probably have the country's vote, but not by a ton.
Yeah, Hamby, what do you think? Because you've been going toe-to-toe with Bills Mafia. Do you think the country's rooting more for Buffalo than Jacksonville?
Yeah, I do think they're rooting more for Buffalo for sure.
Okay. Yeah, maybe I just got the teal-covered glasses on a little too much.
Well, I think your case could be good. I think in 2017, the Jags were that. People were loving the underdog story. They were tired of Tom Brady and the Patriots, especially by the AFC Championship game, right?
Yeah.
And I just don't feel that, especially maybe because it's an early round game.
Yeah, I mean, maybe and this is the thing, right? Because it's all about stories. Maybe the story now that people want to see is Josh Allen finally get to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
More than the underdog Jacksonville team make a run.
There's nobody hated in the.
That's a good point.
Mahomes isn't there. People don't like Lamar Jackson.
Yeah.
I mean, Rodgers is hated, but.
Yeah, I feel like Rodgers kind of. You think he's still hated? Like, I feel like
think
people are
more
coming
people-
around on him.
He's on a gradual babyface turn.
It feels like more people dislike him.
I do think I told you guys this Monday. I had a feel like I was almost rooting for him in a
Very,
weird way.
very gradual.
Like I don't know why, but I found myself rooting for him over Baltimore
I was too.
and Tomlin, and I don't know really why. Like I was trying to ask myself that, but I
Yeah.
felt like I was pulling for that side of it.
Hamby's calling Aaron Rodgers the Roman Reigns of the National Football League, and I can't get over it. That was good.
So there's nobody a villain
in this playoffs.
Yeah.
I mean, I think the Patriots brand, but I don't think even the Patriots are
No,
villains.
so
Like,
refreshed.
we hate their wide receivers that we can't even name, and we hate their quarterback who's like brand new to the league. Like,
Yeah, we're
Bro,
past that.
Bakemas single-handedly destroyed all of that.
who did? I'm sorry.
Drake May's wife.
Bakemas.
The Drake mate.
I'm not kidding, dude. I'm not kidding.
Yeah, it is wholesome content. Wholesome.
So that's a
It was
in
that
a positive
big.
way. Yeah.
It's a positive. Yeah. It's good stuff.
You'll get tired of it in like a
you
year.
think the
maybe.
Eagles? I think people hate.
I think
Eagles.
the-
I
yeah,
do
they're
think people
villains.
hate it. Sirianni. I was thinking Sean Payton and maybe Denver. Do people like Sean Payton? But not Denver. There's
I
not-
I don't
People
like
like
Sean
Bo
Payton,
Nix.
but yeah.
Yeah,
I
like,
don't
it's
think
not
people-
big enough to not like Denver.
I think if the Eagles win a couple times, it'll be heavier, but I don't think anyone thinks
True.
anything.
Well, that might be why.
So I think that's why. I feel like, oh, they'll.
Seattle's a good story.
Green Bay's fine. Like
I
the
mean,
Rams
San
are
Fran's
fine.
whatever.
I mean,
It's-
people don't like Caleb Williams.
Yeah.
But that's more of off the field.
But I like the Bears story right now. I mean, I don't know if they're. Yeah, I don't know if I love them. Like, I mean, Ben Johnson doesn't seem like the most affable guy either.
Yeah.
But I kind of like their story
Yeah.
right now.
I hate the Panthers for having a home game, if we're being honest.
That's true.
I think that's
You bring
dumb.
up a good point. I mean, there's really not that in it. I mean, what would have been to you guys? I mean, other than Mahomes, what would have?
Nobody hates
who
the
could be in
Texans
it?
except
well,
for Jags
Jackson,
fans.
well, Lamar Jackson. Like,
You think people would have been down? You don't think people would have been rooting for Lamar Jackson?
I think. See,
In the way they're rooting for Josh Allen?
I don't think it's the same category.
I don't feel like anyone's ever been outside of Ravens.
I think you either love Lamar Jackson or you just. I don't know, man.
Really?
Yeah.
Really, I don't feel that way.
Mm.
Why?
I just think style, swag, kind of like I don't know.
I do
I
not
don't feel
think
that way.
I do not think the olds are wrapping their arms.
I don't
around
like 'em.
Lamar Jackson.
There you go. Hamby doesn't like him.
Yeah, I don't know what's
I got no
not
problem
to like
with him,
about
I'm just
Lamar
saying.
Jackson. Like and by the way, I would also say I feel like even Baltimore and Harbaugh, easy guy to root for, and I would say even Derrick Henry, right? And I'm not saying just in Jacksonville. I think a lot of people like Derrick Henry around the country and would like to see him kind of in the same respect as like a Josh Allen or whatever get theirs, or even more so. Maybe it was more like a Matthew Stafford when he had an opportunity, because you know the days are dwindling for Derrick Henry. So the only thing he's missing is to win a Super Bowl. Yeah, I don't get that vibe. I'm not saying you're wrong. I just don't get that feel that Baltimore would have been that. I really feel like the only true villain would have been Kansas City.
Well, yeah.
Because
Well, you mentioned
people are so tired of them.
No, they're tired of them. I just think, and once again, this isn't necessarily us speaking about Lamar, but I think there's an older generation that doesn't like Lamar Jackson and embraces Josh Allen. Like I think Josh Allen is much more beloved than Lamar Jackson. Now, my son loves Lamar. Like the youth is all about Lamar Jackson, but we know how this story goes, right? You got the youth of what they think, and then you got the olds. And the olds are, I feel like, aren't the biggest Lamar Jackson fan.
You said Baker Mayfield, though. I don't know that he's hated, but I don't think he's universally loved. So that would be because he's going to talk, which I'm cool with.
Yeah. But I almost feel, do you feel a little bit with Baker that people kind of like the comeback story of him?
I don't
Where he
get
kind
that
of already paid the
No, I think
bad
that.
part out, and now it's like, hey, this is kind of cool to see the resurgence because
turned-
people gave up on him.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's something.
At least the population that would say that,
Sure,
right?
yeah.
Hey, think about this, right? What we're all talking about right now, because I've never really thought about it in this context. If Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce, because of all the love and everything else, much like in a Patriots way, it's just like, okay, enough. If they're the villains, and they're really the only true villains of the sport, this is a
Rashee
sport
Rice
that
might be a villain too now.
this
Well,
is
just
a
the
sport
Chiefs.
that continues to thrive. Without that, sports usually thrives because you have a hero and a villain. Or at least you have that feel. This sport continues to thrive, really, without a lot of villains.
Nantz even said it though, right? Like it's this big. Like it's the National Football League. It doesn't matter, man. Like you're gonna, even if you don't have someone to root against or root for, there's gonna be a story that you can get behind.
Yeah,
Whether if
absolutely.
it's a good one or one that you don't agree with. Like
Yeah.
there's always gonna be stories there.
Yeah, people are going to watch without question. All right, let's go. We're gonna do a little Jacksonville feud.
Oh, yeah, we can.
Yeah, there it is.
I mean, I'm not back there. What do you want me
No,
to do?
no, that's what I was waiting for. I'm waiting for the cue.
Yeah, we had it under control.
Yeah, we got it.
All right. What were the questions? I get these answers. I remembered it on the day it was supposed to be.
Got bumped.
That's freaking hilarious.
Got bumped again for some guy that does broadcasting. So, all right.
That was our favorite text today. Got bumped again.
Got bumped again, man.
Sounds like I'm getting
Forever
bumped tomorrow.
bumped by Jim Nantz.
Sounds like I'm getting bumped tomorrow for some dude that played
a hell
football
of a,
once.
Put that on the resume, by the way. I got bumped.
Mitch
by
Morris
Nantz.
coming in for Casey's spot tomorrow.
That'll be allowed 11 o'clock.
All right.
Might
All
be
right.
some time for you.
All right. Town Center, the folks. Top 5 reasons the Jags will win.
Top 5 reasons why the Jags will win the game against the Bills. Okay.
Trevor Lawrence.
No?
Or, sorry, Hamby. Do we have Trevor Lawrence?
There we go. All right.
I was gonna say something else if you let me. This is more of like a player is not gonna get the. Like Parker Washington is not an answer.
Gotcha. Okay.
And these are actually, I think, somewhat pretty good answers from the folks of the town center.
Okay, so they got football fever going on. They know what they're talking about.
Yeah, I don't think any of these are bad answers. You think?
Well, Trevor Lawrence is not in the top 5.
But it's more of like a.
So what?
But we could say like maybe like the passing. Okay, so I got it.
You could say that.
Okay, so I'm gonna say the ability to stop the run from the Jacksonville Jaguars defense.
I'm going to give that.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
I think I'm going to give that.
Yeah,
it's close.
Town center knows game. Went early on downs. Okay.
Early downs on defense, which
Sure,
would
stopping
be
the
probably
run.
when they're going to run the ball.
Turnovers.
You think about it a little bit instead of screaming out random things. Your turn.
I can't wait till Harvey on the feud has to start explaining every question.
Kind of does.
I don't know how I'm going to phrase this, but let's just say the porous Bills secondary.
No.
No? Okay.
Their secondary's raw.
Well, the stats say that, but Trevor can pass against them. But okay.
When early downs on D. I'm going to say ability to run the ball for the Jags.
Can you see my phone?
No, I can't.
Probably couldn't. I got glasses on.
Yeah, if I had glasses,
no,
I
I'm
still
blind.
probably
Control
could.
the clock with the run for sure.
Okay.
1 and 5. Well, just a 1. I mean.
Yep. How do I phrase this?
It's the cross.
Phrasing.
This grammar feud.
Too many players to worry about on the Jaguars offense. No? Well, I don't know, man.
No,
I feel like Washington can go off. Strange can go off.
Yeah, I hear you. It's just
Myers. These people don't know ball.
And the Jags win.
Why would the? Yeah.
If the Jags have 0 turnovers, can we turn it into they force turnovers? Okay. The 0 turnovers is interesting. 0 turnovers in the game.
Okay, so it's not an offense thing. I mean, do we go? They have better special teams?
Look at you go. Better special teams is 5.
Win special teams.
All right.
Gosh, I should have went
What's
with
the
that
number?
one first. I was saving that one.
All right, guys. I mean.
Okay, I think I got it.
I feel like you should.
I think I got it.
You should be able to get this one.
You're up, Brent. 2 strikes, by the way.
I do have 2 strikes. Can I? Trevor, you've already said weapons. I said Trevor Lawrence.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a fit somewhere in between?
Well, one would say maybe a.
Yeah, I'm not saying that. The Jags win in the red zone.
Coaching? How does okay?
Guys, what do you think of when you think of the Bills?
Rob, not turn them over.
They can disrupt Josh Allen? Okay.
I mean, no.
No, for sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
so you got Josh.
They can disrupt
and Cook.
Josh.
I get it.
Okay.
Hamby knows this one. I should have asked him more because he's fighting with him. Bills Mafia, the Bills fans, the Bills in general. Why overall do people dislike the Buffalo? Like, what annoys people? I think the actual question: what annoys Buffalo?
I'll start this out. The tables.
Group that in with fans.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. So
Just annoying fans.
Give them that one.
Bills Mafia. Yeah. Circling the wagons.
Bills Mafia Luca sucks. So, just to confirm, because you did get it, so no strike.
Yeah.
It could be anything from the team, the fans, the coaching, the owner, the stadium. It could be anything.
And real quick, can you say one more time, why do people not like the Bills?
Yeah. Why are people annoyed?
Annoyed
by
by the Buffalo Bills. Okay.
The weather sucks.
Reach that.
You want to give them 5 or no? I'll give them 4. They have to live in Buffalo.
Why are people annoyed by the Bills? Maybe just Josh Allen in general being in the spotlight all the time, married to Haley Steinfeld. Maybe they're just tired of seeing him.
She coming to the game?
Hope so.
Get that Sinners merch.
Wow. He gave it to you. I wouldn't have gave it to you.
Josh Allen double standards.
What does that mean?
What does that mean? Yeah.
More of when other people throw interceptions, they're reckless. But when Josh does it, it's just how he plays.
Okay.
That's good. That's fair.
But, hey, generous judge back there.
Well, let's keep running the table, Brent.
Yeah, I don't know.
Let's keep running the table.
Now
We got this.
y'all are going to get me in trouble.
Yeah, so these ones are, one is specific to things they've done at football. And one is like kind of what we were talking about
Okay.
before the whole game.
I'm going to say this. They've choked in big spots.
Yep.
Perennial
that was
losers.
Gonna be mine. Can't win the big one.
I feel like you could give them either one in a backdoor way. Which one are you going to give? Or none of them. You can give them none of them. I don't care. Brent.
It's Brent.
I'm going to give him this one.
Playing bad defense when it.
Okay.
You may.
Yeah, I could have given him it either.
You could have.
I mean,
so going off that,
I'm more succinct than ChatGPT.
So I mean, this is to for
What the hell are you talking about?
I meant
for
the town center.
What is ChatGPT? I've never heard of it. Let's go with they've been to a Super Bowls, but they can't win. So just their history of not winning.
Run the table.
Ran the table.
How about that?
Boom. Hit it one more time, Hamby.
This is our year, fatigue.
Thank you.
Very good.
Nicely done, guys.
I don't know why we did well on that one, but we don't know why the Jags are going to win.
It is what it is, right?
He helped you out a little bit, but yeah.
Yeah, he did help.
Thank you, Hamby.
I feel like my answer was probably leaning a little bit more toward one.
Oh, I wouldn't have got the defensive one. So
Yeah,
thank God Hamby helped us out there.
I think he helped us out a little bit with that.
Known good guy back there. I wouldn't have give you any. We'd
That is
still be
true.
on the first one.
That is true.
If you didn't say it word for word, you'd be not getting it.
Do you guys feel that way a little bit with Josh Allen? Because I remember saying when we were having like some discourse stuff with Trevor middle season, it was like I watched Josh Allen play and you get like 5 turnover-worthy kind of plays, so it feels like. I don't know if they statistically say that. And then he'll come back and he'll make 5 other plays or 8 plays, whatever, and he wins a football game. But it is kind of like you watch play-by-play of Josh Allen, and there's some reckless stuff in there. There's some bad stuff in there. Meanwhile, we were here in Jacksonville, we're like, oh, that was 2 bad plays by Trevor, and it's magnified to automatically be a bad game.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it's necessarily a double standard. But what I do feel like that is sometimes equity built up. Like if you've seen them overcome that enough, it doesn't matter if they do wrong because you think that they're eventually going to do right.
Of course. Like, yes, sometimes maybe he tries to force things or whatever, but at the end you feel like he's going to get the job done. Like people call it the clutch gene. Now,
Yeah.
if you go back to the Eagles game, the clutch gene seemed to have faded because he had a wide open guy for a 2-point conversion to win the football game.
It's still really weird.
And maybe the injury hampered him, but like he didn't make the throw. But yes, by previous indications, he definitely has that clutch gene.
Yeah, I just say
There you
times
go.
than not.
Yeah. Guy's a winner. Well, he hasn't won the big one, but he wins
No,
football
but
games.
I mean, they win more times than not.
I don't know
Josh
if this
in
is.
that way.
Do you guys think it will factor in at all that they basically sat people? Like they kind of took that as a bye. Will it help them? Will it hurt them? I don't know how many times the Bills have had that. Have they been? On the
Like
bye
the 1
week?
seed?
I don't think so.
They haven't. And I don't know if they treated it Week 18 similarly.
Yeah.
In recent years, because they've won the East, obviously.
Honestly, I think it's gonna. I think it just got him healthier.
Yeah, so it's got to help, right?
Knowing Sean McDermott too, I feel like he's not the type of guy that's just gonna be like, hey, let's just coast into the playoffs and let's rest everybody. Like, I think it was out of more necessity. So, and obviously the big one being Josh Allen, right? So, if you mean to tell me that they didn't want to showcase Josh Allen in the last time in that stadium, that probably leads you to believe that he was actually really banged up,
that's a good
and he's
point.
probably going to be healthier for this Jags game.
And they also probably know that no Baltimore.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
good. Yeah, let's gear up for it. I saw his news conference. They said he used that week to self-scout himself. With Joe Brady, he had him self-scout, which he hadn't really done much going into a postseason. Hadn't had the time to do. So we'll see if that pays dividends or not. But he obviously knows how to play this time of year. How about the Jags? I think it's actually beneficial. I think we would have been really questioning the Jags if they had like the number 1 seed in a bye week, how they would handle that. They don't have to. I think it's better that they don't have to handle that.
Without a doubt.
Right?
Yeah, because you have all the momentum in the world. You're the hottest team right now in the NFL. Why would you want to have a week off and try to maybe lose that?
Yeah, routine. Routine's important, too. All right, tonight we've got Foyer Lewican coming by, String Sports Brewery in Springfield for Jaguars All Access. Then we have Chase for the Championship on Fox 30 right after that. So more coverage to come. We're going down Jags headquarters here in a little bit, and coverage all afternoon and evening on Action News Jax. Back at it tomorrow, 10 a.m. until 1 p.m. Where's he going? Baylor?
His first O out of high school, and where his pops went.
Really?
Breaking out of the last 10 minutes.
So he had his first offer out of high school from Baylor, and he's going to Baylor to play in the Big 12. Does that mean he didn't want to go to FSU, or did FSU not want him badly enough?
Tis the question. We'll answer it tomorrow morning on Stadium Pulse at 9 a.m.
Oh, very good.
Nice.
Also have Mitch Morse join the show tomorrow, and Casey will not be bumped, most likely on Friday afternoon. Thanks for hanging out with us on the Action Sports Jax 24/7 Network. Baylor's going to spend some money now, baby.
6 wins. Here we come.
Yeah. Have a good day, everybody. When it's time to get a new car for anyone in your family, just remember, nobody but Nimnick, the #1 Buick GMC dealer in Jacksonville. Get the latest price breaks on 2023 and 2024 models, or the newest 2025 vehicles in the showroom on Phillips Highway, or shop online at NimnickBuickGMC.com 24 hours a day. GMC Sierras, Yukons, and the redesigned Acadias, or get the all-new redesigned line with Buicks. It's nobody but Nimnick, and part of the reason why is this is a first-class buying experience here at Nimnick Buick GMC. You're not just a customer, you're a friend. This is about getting a vehicle that best fits you and getting you on the road, and also helping you and your family down the road. Nimnick has a treating you right guarantee, courtesy, respect, fairness, and most Buicks, GMCs, and Jacksonville's only Car Bravo dealer, nobody but Nimnick. Who has put in the most years and stands behind a better experience? Nobody but Nimnick. GMC. We are professional grade.
If you look good, you feel good. And the medical professionals here at Ponte Vedra Vein and Aesthetics are here to make you feel your best. I'm on camera every week, and I have a confession to make. I'm not always confident in my appearance. Can you see my dark circles? Is my makeup highlighting my fine lines instead of covering them up? I question it all. So when I found out about the wide variety of procedures here at Ponte Vedra Vein and Aesthetics, I knew help was just one appointment away. Medical Director Dr. Megan Deacon Casey and her board-certified physicians have been using the latest in cutting